the bottom, but he'll make it back in.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Hot Toys Hotline Live, episode 110. Episode 110. You
God,
can't beat that.
man, I
That's a
can't
great
believe it's
number.
been. And just think about that's been 110 shows, but not even with us going every week. Just think how long
Yeah, like
that's been. Not
sometimes we go
even
3 weeks in a
this.
row, sometimes we go 4
Yeah,
weeks in a row, sometimes we take a week off. You know, around
yeah. I
Christmas time,
mean,
we might
that.
take
Just think
2
how long
weeks
you've
off.
been doing this now. Jeez.
Yeah, we've been doing this for a minute. But, guys, it's great to be with you. As always, Mike is here. He was with us, then we lost him, and then he came back, and then his his camera had a little icon on it, so he will be here any second. Believe it or not, Chris will be joining us tonight as well, and then another special guest. You might have peeped the description, but I'll wait for him to join so we can make it fun. But we have an additional panel member joining us as well after that, hopefully very shortly. But yeah, guys, what a great week this week. We got a lot of really cool stuff. Lane was talking to me. He said, it's been happening a lot lately. Like, there's nothing, and then you just get an onslaught of stuff. And this week, that's pretty much what happened. We just got hammered with really cool stuff, and not all of it was announcements, but we'll take announcements, we'll take teasers, any little breadcrumb. That's how we are as 6-scale collectors. We just eat it all up. But yeah, some really exciting stuff to talk about, Lane. This is we're kind of transitioning. Right, we're kind of transitioning slowly towards March, where it picks up again, and Hot Toys was pretty smart about it this year, and they have a lot of stuff planned out, and I think dropping that Red Hulk tease was pretty smart as well, right before everybody started seeing the film. So, yeah, really, really, really exciting week.
Yeah, hey, it's really good to be here, and I had a great time. I just managed to unbox that Range Trooper. Yesterday.
Yeah, that's a cool figure. I was
And
telling you, I don't have mine yet.
You haven't got yours yet?
Well, you know me, Lane. I prioritize my pre-orders because I have so many of them. So
For something that's decided to.
As much as I love that figure, there's cooler stuff. Like, I just got invoiced for the Batman Armory. Yeah. I got invoiced for the ARF Trooper. Like, a lot of cool stuff. So
that is one. Are you going to be doing a review of that one? Do you think?
The ARF Trooper, the Batman Armory?
The Batman and Armory.
I may actually do the Batman Armory. I don't know about the ARF Trooper. Probably not on the ARF Trooper. But at the very least, I do shorts and all this stuff. I have a few shorts filmed that I still have to post.
Here's what I would suggest, because I'm sure a lot of the audience, or maybe we have some who still have not gotten theirs yet, where you are able to maybe do some, even if it's a short, kind of like a minute-long one, comparing the actual Bat suit and everything, so people can really see the differences between, if you still have the DX-19.
I actually don't have the DX-19 anymore. I actually sold that. So I've been sitting with one of my favorite suits. I know a lot of people hate on the Dark Knight suit. I like the Dark Knight suit, and I've been sitting without one for, I guess it's been about 7-8 months now.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Sold it to my buddy KT Collect. Shout out to KT. He's the one that picked that up from me.
It looks like we have a lot of people pouring in here. So I guess you were about to.
We'll say what's up to everybody, Lane. Guys, it's been a good week so far. Got some stuff coming in. If you didn't see, I put up my review for the Darth Maul 2.0 from Hot Toys. That's an amazing figure. I mean this when I say it, guys. I said it in my review. If you haven't watched it yet, I highly recommend checking it out after the stream. I truly think, out of any scale, those are the best Ray Park likeness Darth Maul head sculpts to date. They're just fantastic. The screaming sculpt is amazing. Those dirty, grimy teeth. Just the likeness. They slim the face down. The color is better. That red is a better tone, more accurate tone. It's very good, and the outfit and the tailoring and everything is much better, in my opinion, to the DX, as much as I loved my DX-17. So for all you guys getting that, you're really going to be happy. I promise you.
Your feeling is that for the concept of 2.0 being while keeping the general look,
I think it meets that criteria personally.
You would expect just to be improvements from the original. It doesn't have to be a complete reinvention.
Right, like it's not all new accessories. It's reused accessories for the most part with updated paint apps. But still, like the USB powered sabers, the updated sculpts, the body proportions, all that, it's well worth it. So
if you got the cis speeder and update even light up for the cis speeder, unfortunately, it's still got the big stupid diamond base. But hey, we can't get everything.
Yeah, I hate that base. Anyways, let's say what's up to some people in the chat. 28 people watching us already. Thank you so much, guys. We've been here for 4 minutes already. We got 30 people almost, so I appreciate you. Dennis Foster in the house. Always great to see you, Dennis. I hope you're doing well. Dennis says, curious about your thoughts on the T2 sculpt. Yeah, that was a surprisingly controversial one. I say surprisingly with not that much surprise on my face, because it's been happening a lot lately. I have dissected it in my own time, and I've looked at photos and compared to the DX10, because you got some people saying the DX10 sculpt is better and all that jazz. So I had a whole conversation with Chris on the phone earlier today about it, and yeah, so I'm ready to share my thoughts on it. I've looked at it extensively, and I think I know what I want to say. So we're definitely going to share our thoughts on that. We're going to have a nice conversation about that because it's very exciting. If you guys don't know, I've said it many times, Terminator 2 is one of my favorite films ever, and it's also easily one of the best films of all time. I don't care what anybody says. So it's a really exciting announcement for me and many of the rest of you guys, because I know a lot of you guys love Terminator as well. So definitely really excited to take a look at that for sure. We got Ryan, the collector, in the house, dropping his iconic popcorn emoji. I just had popcorn, dude. I just saw Captain America, so I love popcorn. There's some movie theaters, their popcorn just sucks. And fortunately for me, the theater I went to see Captain America, they had good popcorn. So always good to watch a movie. And you just kind of get lost in the sauce, right? You're just sitting there eating the popcorn, and before you know it, you've eaten 75% of the bucket by yourself. It just happens. But thank you for being here, as always. We got Boba Fettuccine in the house, a channel member and a good friend, and the best username in the business. What's up, Boba? Boba says, what's up, 1-6 folks? Let the hotties loose. Yes, sir. And guys, speaking of hotties, I mentioned it last stream, but if you weren't here for that, we've officially renamed the channel membership to the hotties. If you haven't already, consider clicking that join button. Support my addiction, guys, so I can get more figures and do more reviews and do all that stuff. You don't have to, of course. Everything we do here is totally free, but if you guys would like to support, hit that join button. Guys, we also have if you didn't see it, we have a goal, a donation goal, and I called it the T800 fund. That's what we're calling it for today, the T800 fund. Gotta get that 290 somehow, guys. But Boba Fettuccine, thank you so much for being here, as always, my friend. Another channel member and a great friend and a new streamer. Valk, I saw you the other day. I was watching Gio's stream as I was in the middle of doing something, and I saw an unfamiliar face, and I'm like, that's my friend Valk right there. I'd never seen you on stream before. I don't know if that was your first time or not, but congrats on that. It was so awesome to see you on there. You know, I always appreciate your support, and it's always great to see you doing things. So it was awesome to see you on. Gio always does a great job over there on his channel, and it looked like you guys had a lot of fun. So awesome to see. Valk says, good afternoon, Connor, the panel, and my Hot Toys friends. Good afternoon to you. Good evening to us here. It's 7:08 p.m. for me over on the East Coast, but I know a lot of you guys are all over the place, which is so cool to me. But thank you for being here, as always. We got my boy Sneaky Figures in the house, a moderator and a channel member as well. Appreciate you, as always, for being here, bro. Sneaky Figures says, sup, everyone. I know Sneaky is excited to talk about the T800 because he knows good movies. So, Sneaky, I appreciate you, as always, for being here, bro. We got my boy Tim Harvey in the house. Tim Harvey says, happy Tuesday, guys. Guys, if you don't know Tim actually recently created the Caustic Plastic Facebook group, and I highly recommend checking it out. He has a tremendous amount of passion for their figures like I do, and I thought I was the most passionate. He certainly is, and I really appreciate what he does, and I just think he does a great job over there in the group, and it's only getting started. He just recently started the group, and he already has like 500 plus members, so if you're a big fan of Caustic Plastic, or if you want to stay up to date with all of the new stuff that gets posted, that Frankenstein's Monster pre-order, I highly recommend checking out that group. It's a fun time over there. Great discussions over there for classic horror stuff especially. Speaking of Gio, we got Gio the Movie Canon in the chat tonight. What's up, Gio? Gio, I hope you're doing well. Hello, Collectionistas. I hope I didn't butcher that. I tried my best, Gio. But Gio, thank you so much for being here. A channel member and a good friend and just an absolute scholar and a lad. Thank you so much for being here, Gio. Speaking of another scholar, we got JB in the house. JB says, howdy, fellas. What's up, JB? Always great to have you here, bro. I hope you're doing well on this fine Tuesday evening. And Sneaky says, just got my Limb Toys Nathan Drake in about 20 minutes ago. Congrats on that, dude. That's such a fantastic figure. I haven't even got a chance to open mine. I was going to do a review on it, and just life caught up with me, so I haven't got a chance to fully open it. I've opened it and taken a peek, and it's really dope, so congrats on that, man. That's such a sick figure. I know a lot of people are still waiting on those because they had that initial batch, and then everybody else is waiting, so. We got a channel member, a good friend, and my boy, Steve, a.k.a. Figures and Phantom, formerly known as Evil Sneaker. Got to throw that in there. Steve, thank you so much for being here, bro. Steve says, hey, all. Steve just had another operation. He's an absolute trooper for being here with us. He said everything went well, same as what he had before. You know, we brought it up in the chat a few streams ago. But as always, guys, well wishes to Steve. He's a trooper, and once he heals up after this, he'll be done, I think, for a while. So once again, I'm so happy for you, Steve. I'm happy you're done with that because I know it's a scary thing, and I appreciate you for being here tonight. We got Mitchell Lawrence in the house with the GOAT on his profile picture. Paul Atreides got him sitting here to my left. Thank you so much for being here, Mitch. Mitch says, what's happening? What's happening, bro? Thank you so much, as always, for hanging out with us. We got Christian, the Crosshair Cooper, in the house. Christian says hello there. What's up, Christian? Always great to have you here, bro. Always great to see you. I hope you're hyped for all this cool stuff that's dropping this week, being teased this week. A lot of great stuff to talk about. Let's see, who else we got? We got Sal in the house. I was actually just talking to Sal briefly on Instagram earlier today. Sal, thank you so much for hanging out with us, bro, as always. I hope you're doing well. Sal says, what up? What up, dude? I know you're excited to talk about the T800. Again, it's going to be a spicy one. I'm interested to hear everybody's thoughts. And I specifically put a panel together of people that were going to conflict maybe on the T800, as I heard some people's opinions as I was chatting with them. So it's going to be a fun discussion on the T800. But like I said, I'm gonna try to draw it out to see if we can get Chris in on the conversation right when it gets started, because he will be here soon. He's trying his best to get here, so we'll see. We got Sean, the Hot Toys Nightmare, in the house. What's up, Sean? As always, bro. Thank you so much for being here. Am I missing something? Why is Sean not showing as a moderator? Did Sean demote himself, or am I crazy? Guys, am I crazy? I don't know. I'll fix it later. I don't know why Sean's not showing as a moderator. He's been a moderator since I started the channel. But Sean, thanks so much for being here, bro. As always, I hope everything's going well for you. I know you're excited for all this cool stuff this week, because there's a lot of stuff here that interests you. So thank you for being here. And hopefully one day soon we'll get you back on the stream. There's always a slot waiting for you. Also, another good friend, we got David in the house. What's up, David? David says, yo, Hot Toys coming in hot. Yes, they are. They are, dude. There's a lot of really cool stuff. Like I said, teases, announcements, it doesn't matter. It all gets us excited, especially as the slow time slowly fades away and we get back into the normal swing of things. Let's see who else we got. We got Sid Vicious in the house saying hello. What's up, Sid Vicious? Thank you so much for being here, as always. Let's see. We got 12-inch Moose Stream, a channel member, the GOAT himself, the Moose. Moose says, hello, community of collectors. At my P.O. box is my Artisan Joker, in-hand Artisan Jack, Toshiro Mifune Ronin, that's from Caustic Plastic, and Samurai, 66 Alfred, Lieutenant Savick, Lord Starkiller. Does anyone here collect too? Yeah, Moose, none of us can keep up with you, dude. You have every Jazz and Batmobile.
If there's one guy I'm going to call the High Roller Moose, not 12-inch Moose, High Roller Moose, that is the Moose Stream. Jesus.
Yeah, he's unstoppable. We can't beat this man, so we just have to respect it. We got Chunker in the house, another channel member. Chunker says, "Can you do a $19 Fortnite card giveaway?" Sir, dude, just send me the code and we'll run it. We'll run it back, man. I'm surprised Chunker didn't request to be on, because he's a big Terminator guy, but I guess he's too sleepy tonight over there in the UK. I think it's like 1 a.m. almost for him.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if maybe we were Friday night doing this, then you might be able to convince him, but
right.
Tuesday might be a little harder.
Right. What's up, Peyton? We got Peyton, the Gift Meister, a moderator and a good friend. Peyton says hello, everyone. What's up, Peyton? Peyton actually shared earlier the new Daredevil trailer that dropped today, and I was really hyped. It looks really good. I'm actually very, very excited for it, and I think it's going to be great.
That's why I think any kind of that people might be having over Captain America for, I think is going to get quickly washed away, because I think the rest of Marvel this year is going to probably be banger.
Yeah, I agree. Another GOAT. We got OG Fan, a moderator, a channel member, and a good friend. OG Fan says hello, everyone. What's up, OG? I hope you're doing well, bro. As always, thank you so much for being here and spending your time with us on this fine Tuesday evening. Sorry, guys, I'm getting through it because then everybody's like, let's talk about the figures. We got Ekwan in the house. Always great to see you, Ekwan. Ekwan says, got clomped with another pre-order. I was safe for a good while. Dude, Ekwan, I'm so glad that you continue to keep clomped alive, because every once in a while we forget that term. And that's an OG Hot Toys Hotline term from many, many streams ago. So, Ekwan, thank you for keeping the clomp alive from our boy Lane here. Another GOAT. We got Graham the Jedi Night's Watch. Graham says easy like. Well, thank you so much, Graham. I appreciate it. It means a lot coming from you. Got to get Graham on soon. I was just recently on the Wolfpack Wednesday stream with Graham. I had a great time. Check out the replay. Really good time with those guys, as always. So if you haven't already, head on over to Graham's channel. Get in on the fun, watch the replay. It was a great stream, and I had a great time, as always. But we'll get Graham on soon enough. I always feel like, for special guests like Graham, I got to, really get a great list of stuff together. But also, I know Graham's got kids and everything, so I gotta give him a big heads up. So we'll get you on soon, Graham. But thank you so much for being here, bro. Angry Dog Hobby is in the house. What's up, Angry Dog? Angry Dog says, I made the T800 pre-order today. I hope to save money till some Ellen Ripley announcement by Hot Toys in the future. Yeah, I mean, we all hope to see a new Ellen Ripley for sure. Hopefully from Aliens, because that's the one I want, but we'll take anyone, right? A rooted hair artisan Ellen Ripley from the first film. That'd be cool, too. But trust me, more classic, horror, sci-fi, you name it, I'll take it. So thank you so much for being here, as always. Guys, I'm just skipping through real quick, trying to make sure that I don't miss anybody, but always if I do, make sure you say what's up or whatever during the stream, and I'll try to get your comments, as always. Valk says it was his first time. Well, congrats, bro. It was awesome to see you on there. Gio is great at putting together a panel, that's for sure. Tim says, thanks for the shout out. Of course, man. Like I said, it's a great group over there, and definitely everybody should check it out because I think it's awesome. We got Pedro Lopez in the house. What's up? Pedro, that profile picture, man, that's cutting it close, dude. I think you, like, perfectly cropped that profile picture there. What's up, Pedro? And let me guess, there it is. The hashtag hotline confirmed. I don't have any hotline confirmed stuff for you today, so I'm finally dodging that. Yeah, Indiana Bones says it'll be the whole show. Sorry, Indiana Bones. I like to start it off right, dude. I like to start it off right. So, a few more Indiana Bones, and I promise you we'll get started. And then we have hours of fun. Indiana Bones says it'll be the whole show. That's so funny. Big Rib says, "What's up, fellas? What's up, Big Rib?" Let's see who else we got. 16 Star Wars Pimpazoid in the house. 16 Star Wars Pimpazoid says, "What's up? 3 figures came in last week. Got one coming this week." That's a pretty good haul, bro. But you know what's even better? Jose Plus on the Hot Toys Hotline channel. What's up, Jose? Jose, it's like maybe Mike saw me update the description with your channel and he just dipped, dude. I don't know where he went, man. Like
he ran away.
I know. He probably sent me a message on Instagram, and I don't ever keep Instagram open. I probably should when I'm streaming because people message me on there. But I'm sure he'll figure it out, and we'll get him back so we can antagonize him about the T800. But yeah, Jose, thank you so much for being here, bro. I appreciate you. I told Jose, I'm like, look, dude, no pressure. But him and I were talking about the T800 extensively, and I was chatting with a bunch of people, and I was like, Jose, you got to come on with me, dude, because we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what people are going to say about the T800, so I need some backup. And he was like, I got you, bro. So thank you so much for being here, bro. And it's going to be a great time. I'm excited to talk. Look, I came prepared. I told everybody at the beginning of the stream, and I know you did too. I looked at so many photos. I wanted to, make the comparisons with Chris today. I was on the phone with Chris, and we were looking at the DX10, and I'm like, bro, this is not what you're saying is better, right? Because this is the DX10. So trust me, we're having a whole conversation about it. But great to have you here, bro. And we actually just finished up. We got Field of Burn in the house. What's up, Field of Burn?
Hey.
And we got Mr. ES Ways. What's up, Mr. ES? We're going to get started now, guys. Perfect timing. Jose just came in right before we got started. Again, guys, I know it's a long intro, 20 minutes, but a lot of you guys came in early. So what are you going to do? We're going to start it off with a little teaser from Hot Toys. I think a lot of us probably saw this coming. We haven't seen a new, like, full-sized Hulk in a while. Quite a while, actually. I think the last full-size Hulk was the Gladiator Hulk. So it's been a minute. I can't remember what year the Gladiator Hulk came out. Probably, what, like 2017, maybe? Is that about right? 2017?
Yeah, well, ballpark, yeah.
Yeah, so it's been a minute. And of course, everybody's initial reaction, guys, I know in a perfect world, we would love to see like a fully seamless Hulk figure, but it's just not for reasons of keeping the cost down and development reasons. It's just not plausible for Hot Toys to do a fully seamless like silicone body. I can't imagine what this would cost. If you guys haven't owned a Hulk figure, well, they're massive. They're truly massive.
To put it in if you want to put something in much larger scale, but just the idea of maybe just slightly downsizing the cost, the silicone Avengers Infinity Hulk from Queen Studios, it is third scale, so I realize a lot bigger, but still it's a third scale Hulk that's a full silicone body, is like $4,500. So just to put that in context for some, now you can pose it and move it a little bit too. So just to put in context, now, even though it'd be smaller, imagine having full silicone body like that for Hulk figure. Yeah, you're probably still looking almost $1,000.
Yeah, so it's like this is already going to be probably like 450 plus, I would imagine. Without seeing anything he comes with, I feel like today, like a full size Hulk, is probably going to be in that range if I had to guess, which is understandable. But like, guys, you have to be realistic. It's already going to be kind of a hard sell because I feel like people aren't buying the side characters for Marvel as much. Because if you've seen the film, like Red Hulk actually being on screen, there's not much of him on screen. So I feel like those people who don't have any connections to like the Edward Norton Hulk and aren't familiar with the character, it's going to be a hard sell as is. So to go from like that $400-ish plus price tag to like closer to 1,000, you're going to lose a lot of people. So I think Hot Toys knows that. I will say, I do see some changes in the torso. This doesn't look like a reused torso. It looks much more defined. Like the abdominal pattern looks a little bit different. And also, like, even though the arms aren't seamless, I think the detail's really nice. You could see, like, pores in the skin, vein work. I think it looks good. I think it looks good as it can. Of course, we can only see, like, a brief glimpse of it here. The head sculpt's going to be what really sells people. And accessory-wise, if I had to guess, I think this guy's going to come with a big-ass diorama base with, like, the Captain America shield shoved in the ground and maybe some, like, flame, like, acrylic pieces because of that final scene. If you guys have seen it's in the trailer as well. He, like, smashes Cap's shield and, like, sticks it into the ground. I think it'll have that base with the Cap shield stuck into the ground. I could just see it happening because these figures always come, for the most part, with either no base or a massive base. So there's no in between, but I could see that being what they include with this one. And then maybe 2 sculpts because I think maybe all of the Hulk figures, they all have 2 sculpts. Other than She-Hulk, I don't know if that really counts. Did Smart Hulk may have only had 1 head sculpt, but like I know Gladiator Hulk had 2 head sculpts, the like more relaxed neutral face and the screaming. The classic Hulk from 2012 had 2 head sculpts, so I certainly think they'll do 2 head sculpts on this one. I think it's kind of a necessity to do those 2 expressions. What I'm really excited to see are the eyes because he has like these glowing red eyes in the film, and I think that'll look super dope in figure form. Before I pass it on to anyone else who wants to comment on it, I just want to say I don't know if I'm going to be picking this one up. I thought Harrison Ford did a great job in the film. No spoilers or anything. Please keep that out of the chat, guys, for people who haven't seen it yet. But I think Harrison Ford did a great job. I liked Red Hulk in the film. I'm just not right now like I need a Red Hulk because this is a big space and money dedication. And with so much stuff on the horizon, as of right now, maybe I'll see the pictures and I'll be like, I just got to have this because the head sculpts are amazing. Who knows? But as of right now, I don't have any interest in picking this one up. But I'm curious to hear your guys' thoughts on it. Again, we don't have really much to go off of, so it's kind of just like an initial reaction.
He's got great abs. I'll give him that much.
I would hope so, Lane. He's pumped full of gamma, dude. It's got to do something.
I know.
Right?
I mean, he that insta gamma workout. Some of us could definitely use for the 6 or 8 pack at this point.
Yeah,
I like how the body looks here, and just from this angle, seeing some of the looks like dirt or whatever there on like the side of the arms and everything.
Yeah,
I think it looks.
Arms.
Yeah, I think this figure is going to look banger. Now the problem is, at the end of the day, it would. I mean, you got to be a fan of the movie, I think, to pick up this figure. I know a lot of people. There's still going to be a certain group of collectors who just want a Hulk because we have no idea when. I mean, obviously, most people might choose Gladiator Hulk or like first Avengers movie Hulk or something along those lines for having a Hulk at the end of the day, the classic Hulk. But we don't know. I know we all say, hey, they're going to do this eventually. Well, until they actually do it, and that could be a couple of years from now, this Red Hulk to rampaging Hulk, like classic Hulk, this is the closest you're going to get. So I do think there's a certain number of collectors, especially maybe, in our age range or a little bit older, who remember really the Avengers movie and stuff, who might pick this guy up just because that's the closest we could get for a while from Hot Toys, having that classic Hulk.
Yeah, and I think a lot of collectors, Lane, probably started where Smart Hulk was the only option, and that's like the worst option ever because Smart Hulk sucks. I'm sorry, guys.
He does. I'm
like
sorry. No,
no,
he sucks. That is
the outfit sucks. The chosen out, like they could have at least given him that like sweater, and I would have been like, that's fun.
Yeah,
and, that would have been like a fun
and then they had to put him in She-Hulk. Oh,
Right. But then,
that
you know,
was.
he got that.
Then we got to
stupid-
see Scar. Oh.
Yeah. It just wasn't the best idea for a figure. Like I said, had they done Smart Hulk with the sweater, I think a lot of more people would have been on board with that because it's just funny and it like has a unique look to it. That little like gray and purple suit is just goofy looking to me. I'm not a huge fan of it.
But this at least this screams classic Hulk. That's the thing, like first appearance Avengers Hulk to it at least somewhat.
Yeah.
It still feels weird. You have the Red Hulk and you don't get the original Hulk in the movie because that feels like, of course, you got the leader in this movie too, and I most of the time was going, "Where's the Hulk?" The entire
there
time.
There he is.
Where's the Hulk?
What's up? Sorry, I got scared at first when I saw Mr. Plus was coming on, so. But I got over it, did some breathing exercises, and I'm ready now. Let's go. What's
Mike
up,
had to
fellas?
go and hide and get himself pumped just to be ready for it.
I did. I didn't want to turn into the Red Hulk, so I had to calm myself. I actually just rewatched The Incredible Hulk last night, and it's just as bad as I remember it the first time. But I was trying to prepare for this Captain America film that I want to see, hopefully in the next few days.
Yeah, there are definitely nods to it for sure throughout the film. Nothing like super crazy. Like,
yeah,
I was hoping for a couple cameos that we didn't see, but again, like no spoilers or anything. But it was, again, I'll just say this about the film. It was not as bad as I expected it to be. Like, I actually thought there was a lot of good to it. It wasn't a perfect film. It wasn't, like, blow me away, but it was fun. It was a fun
That's
film.
what I'm hearing.
Yeah, Harrison, obviously, no shocker. He did a great job. It's a great casting. And they actually explained the mustache, too, which is hilarious. I did not expect that. I thought they were just going to, it was just going to be an off-screen thing. They actually explained the mustache, which is funny.
That's funny.
But yeah, dude, we're talking about Red Hulk. I just kind of said my thoughts on it. Lane said his thoughts. I was basically saying, though I thought he was really cool in the film as of right now, I don't personally have any interest in grabbing it. We brought up the fact that a lot of people were on Facebook being like, well, why isn't it silicone? We wanted the, but it's like, it's hard.
And that
it's hard to
exact
justify
voice,
that.
right?
Yeah, no, that's
voice?
just a stupid ass voice I do for everybody. So don't take offense to it, guys, if you said that. But, yeah, it's just like, and also, guys, if you've owned Hulks before, if you put the arms up and have them in Hulk poses, those seams really disappear pretty quickly. It's such a giant figure, and the muscles pop out so much. It really does a good job at hiding it. And from far away, guys, you're not going to say oh, those seams, they're awful. You're going to be like, I have a freaking Hulk in my collection. They're massive figures. They're truly massive, and they just have amazing presence. At one point, I owned the 2012, and I had the Gladiator Hulk, and they were both great figures, especially how old that 2012 is. It's still a really nice figure. Yeah, Mike, maybe you'll have to see the film. Knowing you, I highly doubt you'll be like, oh, I have to have this. But I don't know. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on the film once you see it. Red Hulk, like I said, I think he was done well. Someone mentioned in the chat, you don't really see him that long on the screen. It's a pretty brief but long build up to finally seeing the transformation. But I think it was done well,
Yeah, this Red Hulk is not a character that I have to have. In other words, I think we were talking about this. Lane was talking about this before the show. You can divorce if a figure is great and the character is great, something you love from other media like comics. You can divorce yourself from a bad show or a bad movie. You can separate it. So look, I'm going into this film hoping to like it, and I think I will. But I still have no interest in a Red Hulk. If it was a Gray Hulk, maybe. Green Hulk for sure. But I love the way this looks. I also think this is a testament to the design we started to see in the Avengers. Again, having just watched The Incredible Hulk last night, the design is so poor compared to this. So I'm really happy that Marvel transitioned to more of this more naturalistic, but
less animated looking and cartoony-esque. It's just when you look at the Edward Norton Hulk, it's so goofy. It's still very nostalgic to me, and I love the Edward Norton Hulk as bad as it is. But I totally agree. Yeah,
this design is beautiful and looks much better as a figure as well than the other one would have. Do you think, because I know what was it, the 2.0? Which one was it that had it was just a single sculpt with the arms raised like that?
Oh, that was AOU. That was the AOU Hulk. There was a separate torso, which is very clever.
Is that a possibility?
I mean, it could. Jose, you've seen the film. He doesn't do that much. There is a really fun little fight at the end, but I don't know, dude. I was saying earlier, I don't know if you're listening in, I could totally see them, and you do see this in the trailer, so it's not a spoiler. You do see like the Cap's, like Red Hulk like throws Cap's shield down and it sticks in the ground. I'm like, I could totally see them doing like a Dio base with that the shield stuck in the ground on like broken concrete. I could see them going that route, an alternate sculpt, and then like calling it a day.
Having not seen the movie too, I do think I'll get a kick out of Hulk that has like the facial features of Harrison Ford. There's just something very funny about that and very appealing. To have that on
funniest
yourself,
thing is, dude,
cool.
That's not the funny part. The funny part is when he eventually goes back into human form, and you see shirtless 82-year-old Harrison Ford at the end. I was like, damn, dude. I didn't go my home life without seeing that, but that was the funniest part.
Well, the funny thing with Harrison Ford is he can say, I played the scoundrel, I've played the archaeologist, I've played a werewolf, and I've been a Hulk. Is there anything else left for me actually to do? And I've been a pilot. Man,
he still got it, bro. He's
pretty awesome.
Great job.
Just to put a button on what I'm saying, I think this figure's going to look freaking awesome, dude. Just from this one shot, though. If you can get over that seam, I think you got a hell of a figure.
Think about it. Think about it. You can get like the three faces of Ford, because you can still get the old man Indiana Jones figure. You got Return of the Jedi Han Solo. And you can have giant CGI red face.
That's true too. You can have a Harrison Ford collection,
Yeah, I think it would be really cool if this, which I don't foresee happening, but if they did a 2-pack with like President Ross, I'd probably be more inclined to want like the President Ross than this, just because it's Harrison Ford and like it's a much smaller piece. I don't have to dedicate as much space, and it's just, I love Harrison Ford because I'm a big Star Wars fan, and I love Indiana Jones.
It's one of those pieces that I think that I would like to have, because it looks so cool. The colors and the paint you see what they did with the hair and the highlighting the hair with the
and like the gray highlights on the side is gonna look really dope. And honestly, like I think his facial features looks cooler than Bruce Banner's. Honestly, like the animation and stuff, he looked badass. And his, like I mentioned this earlier, like his glowing red eyes were so sick. So in figure form, this is gonna look dope, dude. Like it really is.
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be great. To answer Field of Burn, he was turned into a werewolf in Anchorman 2.
How did you remember that, Lane? I completely forgot about that, bro. Real quick,
during the big newsman fight in that movie.
I don't know how you remember that, Lane, but kudos to you. That's a good memory. Real quick, we got Big Dog Pound in the house, a moderator, the absolute GOAT. Big Dog Pound, too bad you could have come in like a little bit after Chris got here. I'm sure he'll have his little micro belt on his shoulder that's really 1-to-1 scale for him. But we'll have to wait and see.
Jesus. Wow, shots fired, man.
Woo! Big Dog Pound, thank you so much for being here, bro.
Yeah.
As always. We got Joshua in the house. Joshua, hey, I know Jose hit me with his little snarky little whatever it was. But Joshua wants the Ross too, bro.
Hey, well, you know what?
Jose's like, interesting.
This for as kind of mid as we're feeling about the red, just because you might be mid on Captain America: Brave New World. The thing is, it is possible we could still get a Red Hulk versus Incredible Hulk during either Doomsday or Secret Wars.
Jose, I don't know about you, but I was like so hoping for just Bruce to come out of nowhere at the end, and I was like, dude, any minute now, something's gonna happen.
Yeah, but then it'd be Professor Hulk. It wouldn't even be.
That's true, and then he would get his ass whooped. So.
You guys are giving away like these are inverted spoilers, Well,
inverted.
Talking about what doesn't happen is also a form of spoil.
Inverted spoiler, dude.
Yeah, well, I mean, I haven't seen the movie
don't
either,
expect that.
but
don't
I'm
expect
already
that to happen. Just that's it.
Yeah, I mean, but I think we could see those two clash possibly.
It was crazy when Captain America died. That was the craziest part. He just
you're right there.
End scene.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. We should start just throwing out fake spoilers.
That way
Mike is confused.
And he was replaced by the new Falcon at the end of the movie.
Exactly.
Bro, every week when The Walking Dead was hot, I would always text my buddy after the show and be like, "Can you believe they finally killed Rick?" I would do that every week, too.
even when they did kill Rick, I'm like, "There's no way they just killed him." It was like that.
I know. It's such a letdown.
Anytime you don't see something happen on screen, most of the time it didn't happen. I mean, obviously there's some things like The Sopranos, like That was the craziest ending ever. But yeah, Jose, are you picking this one up, dude? Like, I know you've seen the film, you've got the hype. It's, you know, and it's hard, dude. Jose, I'm trying to do better this year, man, and I know you are too.
Yeah.
A lot of us are.
Yeah.
I came out of the film and I'm like, I liked Sam as Cap in this movie, you know, and I'm like, I'm not gonna go pre-order that figure. I'm sticking to my word, you know. I'll wait to see if it drops in price like the previous one did, and then I'll think about it maybe then if I still am after that figure. I don't want to see these movies anymore and immediately go run and buy this shit, because that was what I did before, and I made a lot of mistakes doing that, because you buy on, and it's like the shows too. With those shows, some of them are so good, and you buy on the hype, and then you're like, oh sweet, now I have Sylvie from the Loki show that I don't want anymore, and I can only sell her for $160. That's what happened to me. I'm like,
oh gosh, yeah.
So,
no, yeah, I'm pumped, man. I'm a huge Harrison Ford fan. I would say he's my favorite actor. When you said the president thing, it wasn't a knock. Actually, I thought I was like,
I know.
that actually would be pretty cool, because if you think about it, especially with that bomber jacket that he wears, no spoilers, Mike, but again, he wears this jacket.
It's inverted spoiler,
seal. Dude. Yeah, he's got the seal of the
I
president.
like what he was wearing at the end. Is that what you're referring to? Like towards the end, that little, when he was like, again, I got to stop myself, but he was wearing a different outfit towards the end. I like that outfit the most personally. But yeah.
So I mean, if they did a 2-pack, man, that would be cool. Like, I would love a Harrison Ford Thaddeus Ross. I think that would be cool. So that's why when you said that, I was like, interesting, because I mean, I hadn't really thought about it like that, but why not? And then plus they have the old man Harrison Ford likeness. They've done it with Indy, right? And they've done it with The Force Awakens when they did Han Solo. So they've done it before. So that would be pretty cool, actually. But when it comes to Red Hulk, man, I really liked the very, selected portion of the movie that we got. Won't say how much, but we got him. And,
exactly
and
17 minutes, Mike. No,
hey, I heard that he was actually in. Bro, I thought he'd be in it for like 2 minutes. So I heard that there's more than people were expecting.
I think
that's cool.
I think it's good enough. Obviously, Ross is basically in the entire film for the most part, but the actual the Red Hulk portion is less than expected. But I don't think it was like, oh, that's it. You know what I mean? I was fine
I wasn't expecting much. So I'm going. I think I'm going into this with good expectation. Like, I'm not saying in a negative way, but like, I wasn't very excited to see this movie anyway, because I didn't like Falcon and Winter Soldier, but I like the Falcon character, and I want to see what the writers have in mind for this. So,
yeah, and it, that like 50% rating, that initial bomb, I feel like was such BS, dude. I mean, you may or may not like the film. I've seen some people say like they absolutely hated it, but I'm like, after I saw it, I'm like, dude, 50% is crazy. It's not a perfect film. I'll tell you that. It's not a perfect film. And I don't want to, we're not going to draw out this discussion too much longer. There's something to talk about. But, guys, I would say if you're on the fence and you can get tickets, go see it. Go see it. I think
it's worth seeing the movie, but if nothing more, if you think it's bad, then you go see it, and then you can know for yourself. Don't take other people's word for it, because it's
right.
Kind of
I want to be able to have the conversation.
Yeah, you can say, I thought it's like this is the worst MCU movie I've seen since like Thor: The Dark World. Well, you don't just say, well, it's the worst since Thor: The Dark World. You can actually say, here's A, B, C, D part of the movie.
I think
why I think it was not
to
good.
quote Adam, I think in Adam's review, he actually said The Dark World was better than this movie. I think he said that.
Adam said it's
maybe it was either him or his daughter.
Yeah.
See, like 7 out of 10 is 7 out of 10 is a very fair rating. For me, it was a 7.5. That's very fair. 7 out of 10 I think is good. It's for an MCU movie now.
In comparison to some of the MCU stuff we've had in the last 5 years, or even including like the end of the DCEU and stuff like that. A 7 out of 10 movie, it's not great, but as long as we got a movie that at least some people could find entertaining from beginning to end, and can say, hey, I like 3 or 4 scenes in the movie, in total.
I totally agree.
Yeah, in a pool of so many shitty films nowadays, 7 out of 10 is solid. Like, Dave Portnoy, when he does his pizza reviews, like a 7-8 is incredible. Like, you can't, 7 out of 10 is not bad. That's a fair, assessment.
Yeah.
You're going to find issues with it. It's not going to be perfect, but
and especially if this is like if this is a start for kind of enough, not that honestly, I think Thunderbolts is going to be terrible. I hate that. I hate how that movie looks.
The trailer was fun though, dude. When I saw the trailer, I'm like, this actually kind of looks fun.
It. But I'm tired. I'm tired of the jokey.
But Lane,
I know what you mean. The quip, the Marvel
I don't think any of us are investing in Thunderbolts. For me, it's Fantastic Four. That Fantastic Four far looks amazing.
Well, that's what I'm hoping. But what I'm hoping Thunderbolts is going to be is that it's going to maybe be where it's maybe a 7 out of 10 movie, but maybe it's because maybe the action's kind of stupid or the plot's stupid, but the characters are at least like, yeah, the overall plot was kind of whatever, but there were a lot of funny or cool character moments in the movie. Because as much as I really enjoyed the first Suicide Squad movie. It's a terrible movie, but I enjoyed a lot of the character and the beats that they had and some of the interactions. It's why
some of it, Lane, it's okay to like movies that aren't so good because you have an emotional connection to the characters. It happens. Like, dude,
I like plenty of movies, music.
There's a lot of classic '80s movies that are shitty. They're just low production, but they're fun. And you think back and you're like, I remember watching that as a kid, and that's just how it is sometimes.
I can sit and watch Monster Squad. That was
Monster Squad.
But that movie, I watched it maybe 5 years ago. I watched
Doesn't
it
hold
15 years. I looked at it and was like, I remember thinking this Count Dracula was terrifying when I first saw it.
I
looked at him and where he just gets punked by the Frankenstein monster and stuff. I'm like, actually, this guy's kind of lame. He gets
back in high school. I made
55-year-old man as he gets pulled into a vortex. I mean,
I made myself a T-shirt that said "Wolfman's got nards," and I was so proud of it. But yes,
an amazing scene. That's still an amazing scene, though.
That's great.
We got a $5. Thank you, Moose,
Thank you.
for being the first to donate to the T800 fund. I appreciate you. Moose says, helping the community when I can. Does anyone have a sideshow Henry Jones they don't need? Let me know. I just pre-ordered a DID German motorcycle for the Jones. So, guys, if you have what Moose is looking for, Moose, by the way, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I appreciate you as always, my friend. Hit up Moose. You know where to find him. He's everywhere. And Instagram, Facebook, he's everywhere. So you know where to find him.
I was about to say that you were mentioning earlier. For some reason, after you were talking there, I started hearing some dun 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 popping in my
head. If Chris doesn't come, dude, I was so close to wearing sunglasses on stream, but I'm like, I'm not fucking doing that, man. I'm like, it's gonna bother me. I'm not doing that. But yeah, I want to move on from Red Hawk because I know a lot of people are starting to talk about other stuff. Yeah, make your last thought, and then I'll pull up some comments as you're talking because I want to pull some comments here. Go ahead.
My love for Harrison Ford as an actor, I'm definitely interested, and I want to see how it looks. I think I'm gonna get it. I don't have a Sam Wilson cap, so I'm kind of like now I'm like, should I go chase that white one? I know it's on discount.
I was surprised to see that suit in the beginning of the movie. I thought it was just toast, because you see the trailers, but so.
Yeah, so I'm like, maybe I should chase that one because I really like that one and the contrast with the Steve Rogers. Because the one he wears at the end is a little bit more Steve Rogers in terms of the colors. So I feel like the white one is a little nicer. So I don't know, but I'm definitely interested.
Sorry, Jose. But no, Jose, I don't blame you, bro. Like I said, I'm a big Harrison Ford guy too. Maybe not like quite on your same level because he's one of my favorite actors, but I wouldn't put him like number one. But just that alone is such a cool factor. And, you and I seem to like generally enjoy the movie. So I'm not, for me, it's like a never say never. As of right now, it's just the space thing. That's mainly what it is, the space thing. But
yeah.
Valkyrie, thank you so much, bro, for the $4.99 super chat. And, another inverted spoiler, dude, because going with Mike said on the list of
why
things
even
that
see
didn't
the movie
happen.
now? Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That would be crazy, though. Immediately just put a rest to Falcon, just rip his head off. That would be wild.
Like in the opening credits.
Right. They're just like, oh, you thought you were going to see Falcon in this movie? Thank you so much, Valk.
Then when he started twerking with She-Hulk,
that was weird. I know. I thought that was going to be a cool cameo. That was weird. But yeah, Red Hulk's going to be exciting, guys. I'm excited to take a look at it. I imagine within the next week or so, we'll probably see it announced just because it makes sense. Something that might not be exciting to most of you guys. For those of you that saw Graham's stream, I absolutely lost my mind when this was announced because I was just so excited. And it was so funny to me. I like clipped it and sent it to a buddy of mine because he was really excited about this figure. I'm like, dude, look at my reaction when this was announced. This is really exciting to me because I love this show. Squid Game Season 2, though it was short, it was only 7 episodes. I thought it was awesome. It left off on a crazy cliffhanger, which was like, damn, I can't believe you left it off there. But they did already announce the next season is coming in June, so thankfully they didn't leave us hanging too long, which I really like that. I like that they're timing it that way. I think this figure looks amazing, dude. I think the head sculpt's awesome. I think the only complaint I had was when I saw the photos initially, I'm like, the head sculpt might be a little bit on the softer side. It could just be these photos. I don't know, like the actual paint apps. I think the expression's good, and a lot of people are like, oh, he kind of looks dead in the eyes. Dude, that's what he looks like in the entire
because his character's kind of dead on the inside.
He's miserable, right? He's miserable. He's trying to save people's lives, and they aren't listening to him. This is the expression that's on his face.
That's cool.
90%
like Blade.
Of the show.
Like the Blade eyes. Like they look right for the character.
Right. Here's those incoming Jedi Master third party figures.
Well, it's so funny. Everybody was saying that it looked like they maybe took this sculpt from the potential Master Soul figure they were going to make and made this. But no, this show is huge. It's been very well received thus far, both seasons, and the accessories are super dope. Like. So a big part of the second season, very briefly, is like this voting machine because basically, if you guys have seen this first season, he wins the games and then he ends up going back and goes to play the games again so he could try to save the people that are playing the game. And a big part of this second season is this voting machine. And basically, you're just voting to decide who wants to stay and who wants to leave. And it's a majority vote. So for them to do a USB-powered voting machine is really clever. I think that's a really cool accessory. Yeah, it's a really cool accessory.
What's USB-powered about it?
So they press these buttons. You see that little patch on his chest? That's part of the show. One of them will have a blue patch with a circle, I think it has on it, and that means you want to stay. You vote, you press the button, it turns blue and makes a noise, and they put the patch on. Red, obviously there's a red button. You press the button, and it like counts the votes up top on this like counter that they have in the room. So it's really cool to see they included that. Also, the accessories are pretty dang cool with this. So they play these games, I think in like the 4th or 5th episode, and they have like teams that are playing these games. So he's actually not touching all of these accessories. So it's pretty cool that they included him anyway, but they included one of every single game, which is really neat. I think that's really clever for them to do. His accessory, which they actually picture him with it, is the hacky sack little thing. I'm not sure it's not called. But the thing about this one that's very interesting.
Why do you want to change it?
Is he has seamless ankles, which is a really cool thing to see when it's not a fully seamless figure. I didn't look at the description. I wonder if they put like magnets in the shoe to hold that hacky sack up. I'm not sure. I didn't look into it, but
right, man, seamless ankles are great. Makes me wish we had seamless wrists on more figures.
I know, dude. Like, hopefully,
because I'm rarely seeing the ankles of my Star Wars figures, but I'm often seeing.
Yeah, because he's got like slip-on white Vans, so it makes sense that they went with the seamless look. It looks really good. I'm very curious to see how that like poses. I don't know if I would keep it in a pose like too crazy over time, unless it's medical grade silicone. Then apparently that's much better from what I've heard. Yeah, he looks great. Again, I know this won't be for a lot of people, but we kind of mentioned this on Graham's stream. It's exciting to see Netflix properties in general because that opens up more doors for maybe like the final season of Stranger Things or, I want to say The Witcher, but I don't want a Liam Hemsworth Witcher. I would want freaking Henry Cavill as Geralt. But I know logically speaking, if they did get the license, it'd probably be for Liam Hemsworth, which is like, no thanks. But in general, like Netflix stuff, it seems like they're doing more Netflix stuff. So the potential for more Netflix stuff is really cool because there's a lot of IPs on Netflix that I'm sure a lot of people would like to see figures of. So even if you're not picking this up, guys, I think you could root for this because it's something different. We don't see stuff like this as often as we should. And lately, it's been the time of unique stuff like Rain from Alien Romulus, the sports xenomorph, this, Red Hulk isn't really unique, but we haven't seen a Hulk in a while. Malgus, that's unique. There's a lot of random stuff lately that's really cool. The Terminator we're going to talk about. So
random comic stuff is coming, like the Dark Empire.
It's cool to see.
Like, I really love the tailoring on this thing and the clothing. It just looks very naturalistic the way it's hanging. Looks like it has some weight to it. It looks almost like a velour tracksuit, or you know what I mean. You could even see if you scroll down. You know how you can see the pockets on the inside of some track pants?
I didn't even notice that. You can see it right
there.
That
is such a cool detail right there. You know?
Yeah, I didn't even notice.
Because I doubt it's a working pocket, or maybe it is. Even if it's not, the fact that you can see that is really cool.
Yeah, it's a great looking figure, and like for those who haven't seen the show, you wouldn't know this reference, but there's basically like this tower that they climb up, and it's this. That's what it looks like. It's like pink and purple, pink and green stairs. Obviously, this is way scaled down. It's kind of just like a nod to that, but there's a lot of just really cool, clever stuff they've done with this figure. Yeah, like I think the tailoring looks great. See, here's that. Here's what I was talking about.
I see the buttons you're talking about. Yeah.
This is a really random accessory. I would have never expected them to do something like that. That's really cool.
Now, is he? I mean, how big of a star is he in Korea? Is he like the man?
I think right
like,
now,
I'm pretty sure
he's probably
is, right?
huge. Yeah, like right now because of his success recently. Even with the Acolyte not being good, I'm sure to see a Korean show up in Star Wars is amazing. That's a huge feat.
Yeah,
because it's just the casting was great too. He did a great job. I think he actually learned English to play that role, and I think
that's what I heard.
He was certainly the best part of that show because obviously the show was pretty bad, but I think he was probably the best part of that show. I think he did a great job.
Yeah, he was. No, I think it's a figure that's going to do for a guy in a tracksuit. I think this is a figure that's actually going to do very well because the show is so popular. He's a popular actor. Consider the Asian market too. I think it's going to do great, and I like the sculpt and the hair. It's really good.
Yeah, the hair. That's another thing I didn't mention. I think the hair looks excellent as well. Hot Toys lately with their sculpted hair, bro, they're killing it, man. They really are.
Yeah.
So, real quick, I want to read Sal's comment. Sal says, "I don't know about anyone else, but these neutral expressions are getting a little overused. I can't imagine an entire display of stoic faces would be cool to inject some life into these." I totally agree. Again, for this character in particular, this makes total sense because this is not a happy show. There are moments when he's smiling and having fun here and there, but that's like very brief. This is it's a dark show. It really is. It's a very dark show. I mean, people die left and right in this show. So this expression for this particular figure does make sense. And
I agree with Sal, but do you guys also think that Hot Toys lately has been taking some chances with some different expressions?
A lot of
I feel like
mouths,
they have.
Yeah. Like teeth showing for sure. I mean, I feel like that's like a common thing now is the open mouth stuff, which obviously a lot of people hate.
Right.
Oh, Sean said he's going to see Brave New World. Have fun, dude. Like I said, go into it with an open mind, and I think you'll enjoy yourself. Sean says, make good choices. Santa Kramer owes us swoop bikes. And mic drop on the way out.
Good seeing you, Sean.
For sure. But thanks so much for being here as always, Sean. Tom says 280 was too steep for me. I actually thought 280 was about where this should be. I mean, with the USB powered like voting machine, the silicone ankles or rubber, I would imagine they're silicone. I don't think 280 is too bad for this. Of course, I'm not sure what the licensing cost for this actor is for them, but I don't think 280 is too bad for this personally.
So like the price is set first, and then they go, okay, we need to hit 280. What can we throw in there?
Yeah.
So I think that's why you get the voting machine and stuff like that. And I do think it's up, you be the judge, but I think that adds some value to it. As somebody who hasn't seen the show.
Yeah, it definitely does. Because like I said, it's a major plot point. Like it's the whole season is basically circled around him trying to get people to leave and not play the game. And they constantly are doing these votes and it's like they're so close every single time. So it's a great accessory and a very meaningful accessory for sure. Yeah, Big Dog Pound, they got to save us from 3-0, bro, because 3-0 has done some solid stuff, but their Stranger Things figures are ass. They're so bad, dude. It's like another company, because 3-0, everybody's like, yeah, it's just they suck at human. They don't always suck at human figures. Like, their Rambo figures are awesome. Some of the Walking Dead stuff has been pretty good. Some of the Game of Thrones stuff has been solid. Obviously, the older Game of Thrones stuff is pretty bad, but like some of the later stuff they release is pretty good. So it's not all human figures from them that are bad. And 3-0, you got to give them credit. They stick to a very specific price point, and they don't stray away from it. They do their best to keep things within a reasonable price tag. They always come in cheaper, way cheaper than Hot Toys and every other company. So, you got to give them credit for it. I will just say the Stranger Things figures are awful. The Vecna just got recently released. It looks awful, like really bad. So I'm out on the line.
Really?
Dude, it looks awful. My buddy.
I haven't seen it.
It's
you got to show me.
Yeah, it's.
I have that. I think I have that one on order.
You're gonna be canceling.
If it's really bad.
You'll be canceling. It looks awful, dude.
No.
So yeah, I'm out on this line for sure. But yeah, let's see. Pedro says they really should make Squid Game drone guards. Could be a potential. I think they will. I think it'll be one guard. I think they'll probably include or maybe incorporate it into the packaging, the little coffins that they put the players into when they get killed. And I think they'll just include one of the 4 different masks, because for those who haven't seen the show, there's 4 different masks. It's like a square, triangle, circle, what have you. So I think they'll include one of each mask and call it a day. And, those who want an army build, all you got to do is buy. Now, what I am curious about, because there are female and male guards, I wonder if they'll do like one female, one male. I doubt it. They'll probably just do a male guard and call it a day. But that would be cool if they did both. But yeah, I totally see them doing the guards, and I could also see them doing the front man. The front man would be an obvious one, and I think he's the coolest looking out of all of them. But yeah, we just got to wait and see. I do see more coming from this line, though, absolutely. Let's see. I saw Beskar Kid in the house. What's up, Beskar Kid? Always great to have you here, bro, guys. As always, check out Beskar Kid on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, you name it. Beskar says, I desperately need a soul figure. I wouldn't say I personally desperately need a soul figure. It would be cool to see, because, again, I thought he was the best part of the Acolyte. I did not enjoy that show at all. I've said it many times. But it would be cool, though. And I'm surprised they didn't go forward with it, because a lot of people are like, oh, well, the show bombed. They still did all the 6-inch figures. They still did all the 3.75 figures. Like, they still did all that stuff, and they're still releasing them. So I'm very surprised they didn't at least do, like, Soul and the Stranger. But
do you sometimes feel like if Howard doesn't like something, he's just not going to do it?
I certainly
especially
think he
Star
has
Wars
an influence on it sometimes. Like,
yeah.
Especially if the licensor is not pushing it, which I'm sure they did not push. Disney didn't push for the Acolyte stuff. Yeah, I'm sure Howard's like, nah, screw that. We're not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Which is probably a smart move, because, though Beskar and some other guys may want it, I'm sure it wouldn't have sold like much at all.
You don't want to see, like, I'm sorry for Beskar and those that want it, but you don't want to see things get Batmissle too often. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that would be a bad thing. That would certainly be a bad thing. Yeah, the Batmissile is interesting. We're definitely going to talk about that. That was interesting. What's up, Philly? Figurecraft in the house. A channel member, a good friend, and an absolute gentleman. Philly said, what's up, fellas? Hot Toys sculpted hair is getting insane. The sculpted hair in Arnie's recent reveal looked like it was rooted. Yeah, I think Hot Toys is really stepping up their game, and, like, InArt does such a great job on everything, but I think that's the main thing they cannot touch Hot Toys on is the sculpted hair. I feel like InArt's, like, years behind on the sculpted hair. Hot Toys has just had so many years to perfect it, and they're getting to a point where, like, even, like, that new Joker, like the Heath Ledger Joker, in some photos from far back, you can kind of not tell that it's sculpted. They did a great job on that hair.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas, like, the InArt Joker, I felt like the hair looked like spaghetti noodles. Like, I just couldn't unsee it, bro.
Yeah,
like, I was so disappointed in that when I got it in hand. I'm like, I got to get the rooted one, because I hate this. I hated it, man. I hated that sculpted hair from them.
Yeah. I was the same way.
Yeah. But, sometimes that's what it takes. You got to see it in person. You're like, oh, not for me, and that's okay. Sal said for the right fan, absolutely. This is one of those things, like, if you're like a diehard Squid Game fan, you're like, I'm holding off for Squid Game figures. And Chris and I were kind of like that. We're like, I know Chris and I have said it many times, like, to each other. And so, yeah, again, you got to watch his stream when this first dropped. I was losing my mind, bro. It was so funny. I was losing my mind, because it's just so unexpected, right?
It is.
My
it's
boy
part of the
Luke
fun
Christian
of this
in the house.
game.
It is, right? And
stuff, yeah.
And even if it's not for you, it's fun to see other people excited about things,
Exactly.
And maybe that's not the case for everybody, but for me,
for me
if
it is.
Not for me, I'm like, dude, I'm happy for you, man. That's awesome. I'm happy Jose's getting that Red Hulk, man. Like, even if I might not be getting it, I know he's gonna see that sculpt, bro. He's gonna see that. He's gonna lose his mind, because it's gonna be sick. It's gonna be dope.
Yeah, and I'm gonna watch the reviews. And yeah, exactly. Like, for figures I have no interest in, I still like to watch reviews of.
Right. Exactly. That's how I feel about it. It's all about the fun, how you have fun, how other people have fun. It makes it fun. So, but yeah, it seems like I'm probably the only one that's picking this one up on the panel.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I haven't seen the show, so I don't have like a connection to it.
Yeah, I think even people that have seen the show, it's probably a very niche thing in general.
Yeah,
it's like,
I'm not a huge fan of Squid Games. I think it's all right and everything, but. So I didn't really have that much interest in it. I liked the first season, second season. I was kind of like, just because it had been like 3 years since I watched it. That's the one thing that kills me sometimes when you have such a long time. It's like, I don't know, the Wednesday show. Like, are we ever going to see the second season of that show?
Yeah, that show had so much hype, and then now, like, when the second season comes out, people are like, "Oh, cool, Wednesday." You know, I feel like they.
Yeah, and it's not supposed to come out until like November or something.
I don't see that for Stranger Things though, because Stranger Things is the last season. It's going to go out. With
it's already it's the end of the run now. Squid Game, at least, what I think is going to help that show a little bit is because the final season is coming out in like 4 months or less now. So
I think this next season will be like a second half to this second season. I think that's how they're going to.
Yeah, I think it's quote a third season, but they probably just filmed all the episodes and split it.
Yeah, it's like a part
mid-season
break essentially. Yeah. That's essentially what it is. Which I don't, again, because it's coming out so quickly, I don't mind that. So.
No, I kind of like that because it feels like Anyway.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel like you're. And it does help a little. It doesn't feel like you're kind of trapped in a thing. Oh yeah,
we're jumping. Right into
wait, I thought we were talking about some Kamen Rider figures. What's this?
Yeah, sorry, dude. I had to. They got terminated. Sorry, Lane.
Yeah, I know. They met a Gatling gun.
Guys, we are absolutely pulling this one. This is a copper flop for sure because again, there's been some mixed thoughts on this one for sure. And I want to hear what you guys have to say. So we're going to do a poll for this one. I always forget to close the poll, so somebody has to remind me. All right, guys. Copper flop. Go ahead and vote. I want to hear everybody's thoughts on the T800. So we're going to get into it, guys. So right off the bat, Mike just disappears. Right off the bat, guys, I'm going to say this. I think this is a Jack Sparrow V2. People are jumping the gun. They're shitting on this head sculpt, and I personally, and Jose, we had an extensive conversation about this. I think the sculpt is good. There are some things about it that I would like to see change or that I'm not particularly like blown away by. Mm-hmm. Like, for example, yes, there is a very strong forehead wrinkle that can be seen in this particular lighting that they use for the photos. I totally get that. I have to pull up the photo from, it wasn't JC Hong, but another artist for Hot Toys that shared an in-hand, like the cell phone pictures they do. And that forehead wrinkle all but disappeared in their photos. So that to me is not really a huge issue because, again, it all depends on the lighting. I'm sorry, if you don't look at this photo right here and think this is Arnold Schwarzenegger from Terminator 2, it's hard to see where your realm of thinking is. I think it looks like Arnold. The one thing that I will say that I'm not a particular fan of are the glasses. And I know some other people have mentioned this. The glasses, for some reason, if you look at actual stills or, some clips from Terminator 2, the glasses are not angled upward as much like they are here. Like, they kind of taper up way too much. It's more of a flatter brow line. And that's why everybody's, like, making the comparison to Ray-Bans because they've kind of angled them like Ray-Bans. It's very bizarre. I will say, like, the comparisons have been made to the DX10. And everybody's, some people were like, the DX10 sculpt's better, which dude, I'm sorry. I looked at that sculpt. I sat there with Chris on the phone. I'm like, bro, this is what people are saying is better.
Wow.
Is that Kindergarten Cop, bro?
First of all, Connor, that looks nothing like me. I'm much better looking in real life.
I think that's from the smile scene.
Guys, I don't...
Terminator 2.
I'm very happy. I'm happy to be Connor. I've been a hottie for a long time. So I've been reaching out to you, my agent. You finally have me on. I had to beg and plead. Thank you. I'm happy to be here. Even though Jose Plus, get him off. But, again, let's talk about the figure. Let's hear it. Go.
Sorry, guys. I didn't have the money to get the real Arnolds. This is the best we could do. We got the Kindergarten Cop. We didn't get the Terminator.
Yeah, this is more no longer Sub-Zero, now Plain Zero Arnold. Like,
look at me, look at my muscles.
And then one other thing that I want to point out that I do think is like slightly off is I think. And I'm not, and me personally, I'm going to preface this by saying this is not a complaint to me because Arnold Schwarzenegger throughout his young life was, he started, his fame came from being a bodybuilder. He's a multi-time Mr. Olympia. So him having a little bit of extra muscle does not bother me at all. I'll be honest with you, it doesn't. He is a little bit slightly too bulky for this film, but it does not bother me at all. I think that makes him look a little more badass. I don't have any complaints about that personally. I will say I think the outfit looks fantastic. We have full real leather on this, which is great. And also it lays nicely on the body, because sometimes when you get real leather, it doesn't quite lay right. I think it looks awesome. I think the outfit looks solid. The lapels of the coat aren't sticking up or anything. So as long as they keep that with the prototype, no complaints there. Again, me personally, I like the head sculpt. I do. Again, I understand what people are saying about like that forehead line being a little bit too pronounced. Again, when I saw those photos, and if someone has a link, if not, I'll try to remember to pull it up before we stop talking about this figure. In the in-hand photos from like the artists at Hot Toys, that was all but gone in their photo. Like, it's just this type of lighting. It really emphasizes the cheeks. It emphasizes the forehead. I get it. Like even this photo right here, like I'm looking at it, I'm like, that's Arnold, dude. That's Arnold from Terminator 2. I want to jump to Mike, because I didn't have a chat with Mike, but I know Mike has a differing opinion on this one. I don't know if his opinion has changed. So, Mike, I want to hear your thoughts on this, dude. Again, my stance on it is the glasses are certainly wrong. I would like to see some refinements with the glasses. I like the head sculpt. I think it's pretty dang good. I think it looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger to me. But I think I probably know where you're going to go with it. It's probably going to be another Sabine situation, but...
oh, gosh.
Mike's about to be unleashed, baby.
Principal Connor, screw your freedom and screw Mike L. L stands for loser.
Dude, we don't pay him enough to do
Sorry
this.
about that, guys. Arnold likes to drop in every now and then. He just crashes the party. I think he had it.
Arnold mini clone there dropped in.
He got a call from his cleaning lady, so he had to run. But anyway, guys, very, very happy to be back. What do I think of this? The sculpt is better than Sabine. Come on, but no, I think the sculpt looks really good. I think there's a little something off in the eyes, maybe when you take off the glasses. I think he looks better with the glasses on. See what I mean right there? Like, this portion doesn't. There's something weird happening here. I don't know what it is exactly.
It's like around the eyes or something. It almost looks like you would say with the glass. It looks like the sunglasses, like he had them on while like being out and getting sunburned, and somehow they like burn the circles around his eyes or something there. It's like right around underneath there.
There's
the lines, creases.
I sent you a photo where there's a comparison. You could see the eyes compared to the real image of the screen grab.
It on Instagram?
Yeah.
Let me see.
By the way, I don't think there's a reason to not get it. I would never not get this because it's a little bit like off in the eyes or the nose or whatever. Yeah. You see, his eyes, there's something weird.
Those are the exact same eyes. He's got the hands, he's got the eyes.
I don't know, dude. You know what? I mean, I don't know, bro. I'm going to say the classic wussy thing to say, which is like, if you think so, go. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I don't want to say. I'm going to say you're wrong. I can't say you're wrong.
Here, Mike. Let me ask you for not comparison in real life. Here, okay. So this is how I would compare it to. Between now, I will preface it. Remember, this is a 2.0 of an older figure, so it's not like completely brand new. But who would you compare this to the battle damage for actually having the look and likeness of now, even though his face is a little bit obviously quote chrome at this point, but you can still make the Arnold face quite easily in comparison with this. Which head sculpt to you has the look of Arnold?
Thank you. That is exactly what I was looking for.
I would say, for me, I thought the battle damage, like, I didn't have an issue with the battle damage one at all. And so, like, I guess there's just something, again, when I was scrolling through these, before I took off the glasses, I was like, yo, amazing. And then the glasses were off, and I go, it's a little funny in the eyes, doesn't he? But not in like, I hate this sculptor. The sculpt is 0. It looks nothing like him. Like, no, none of that crap. It just lost a little bit of the likeness for me. So I guess to answer your question, I feel like the battle damage one looks a little better.
Yeah, closer.
But sorry, Connor. I was
just going to ask you, like, what are your thoughts when you see this photo here? Because again, like, when I personally see this in-hand photo, that whole forehead wrinkle kind of basically all but disappears. The heavy shadowing on the cheeks that people were complaining about, saying the cheeks looked off, which I don't personally think they do.
Yeah.
Do you think this does it like a better justice, seeing it here in this lighting? Like, does it kind of somewhat alter your thoughts on it? I also want to pull up the DX10 too while you're talking, because I need to put that to rest right now, because there's some people saying that the DX10 head sculpt is better.
Look, I'll say this about Hot Toys, and I don't know if this is everybody's experience, but I've never had an experience where I took it out of the box, I looked at it and said, damn, they fooled me with those photos. The pictures looked better than what I have. Personally, I've never had that experience. Maybe I'm just lucky, but I've always been more impressed in hand than I have been from head sculpt pictures. You know, so, and I still think this looks great. I'm just, you know, it's not 100%, but damn, 95% is amazing.
Yeah, I'm trying to find like, because there's, I'll be honest with you, as I'm searching, there's a lot of shitty photos of the DX10 head sculpt.
Yeah, so you got to find one that for a good comparison.
Like, okay, but so like, this is not the best example, but this is like the most photos that collectors take, and this is another in-hand phone photo. But you could certainly see the likeness here. It's not like a solid 10 out of 10 example, but like, that's the DX10 head sculpt. I don't know. If there's people saying that the DX10 head sculpt is way better,
this looks
I don't see it, dude. You going from
this looks,
and obviously there's
better.
A big difference in the paint apps. The DX10 is way older, but I just don't see it, dude. A lot of people, it was kind of like the Jack Sparrow thing. Like, everybody was like, oh, the DX15 looks better, and then everybody got the Jack Sparrow in hand. They're like, this is the best hot toy ever made, you know? So it's like,
right. That was a short-lived argument, right?
Right, yeah. And I think this is going to be the same case, dude. I think those who are saying the DX10 looks better, I don't know, man. I don't see it. I don't see it in the body. I don't see it in the head sculpt. I don't see it, certainly, obviously not in the paint apps, which you would expect. Again, I do agree that Arnold looks a little too bulky, but I think the jacket, like, the tailoring looks awesome, dude. The jacket lays really nice. Like, dude, some of these poses, man, it's just bringing me back. I think they did a great job. It's like, my favorite look is certainly like the all black with that under black t-shirt and everything. But the minigun look is tempting too, bro. It looks great. Like I said, if they fix those glasses, I could have, honestly, this is a cool feature. I could have done without this, because I'm curious to see how, like, obvious that little, like, missing piece will be.
Yep. You're stuck with that outline of that no matter what.
Yeah,
but
like, I could have done
never
without
see
that. Yeah, that's true. But I think this guy, he retails for $290. I think for what he comes with, that's a pretty solid price, man. I think he comes with a lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
The Rose box, which actually was originally included in the MMS release of this clean Terminator figure. So it's cool to see that crossover to this one. I think it's for $290, it's a pretty good value. I do personally think that a lot of people are jumping the gun yet again on the head sculpt. Like, I don't think it's perfect by any means, but I think it's pretty good. And
I agree.
For us to finally get a clean T800 again after all this time is great to see, because the DX10 is very old, guys. That's an old figure. Old figure. And yes, thank you for bringing that up again. There's a few comments I want to address, but this figure is expected as early as June 2025. So it's a this year release, which is crazy.
You better get your pennies ready in a hurry, man.
Wow.
Like, in a hurry.
Yeah, this is an early release. June 2025 is pretty crazy. So
$290, huh? I mean, look, for all leather, it's pretty good, man.
I think $290 is pretty fair, man. I gotta be honest. I think
comes
$290
with some good accessories.
Fair. Right? Yeah. Like,
what do you guys think of that? What do you think of the arm? The bloody skeleton arm.
I think it's pretty cool. I think it definitely looks better than the original. I saw someone point out like a seam line.
Yeah, there's a seam at the elbow there. I was trying to think of what
they were talking about this right here, this little seam line, which that might go away, or maybe it's just part of the molding process for the silicone.
I was talking about I was talking about the seam to attach it.
Oh, no. Yeah, this is what people were pointing. Well, people were
That's
pointing
like
this
a
out
mold
right
seam?
here.
Okay.
Yeah, this little.
Maybe it's a vein and it's just not coming through clearly.
That's possible too. It is. To be fair, the one close-up photo they made it blurry, which is, I get it. Like when they're taking the photo, it's focusing on the head sculpt. But come on, bro. Like I wanted to see the detail of like the blood and everything on the arm, but.
You can never discount the fact that these are prototypes. I'm always reminded there was the Flash Batman, the not the Keaton, the blue and gray Batman. There's a video, Justin's collection has a video where he's showing, the close-up high def pictures of it on display. And there's a really gnarly scene where they just kind of did the pants right at the crotch area, and the seam looks horrible.
Yeah.
And in the production, that seam's not there. And so sometimes, it's good to point these things out because we've seen things that were like Wolverine, no one noticed it, right? But also
with the 73, yeah.
Also, these are not final productions.
Yeah, I totally agree, and it's such a weird thing to scrutinize right now because if they're going to be able to get rid of the seam line, they'll be able to get rid of the seam line. And like you said, it is a prototype, so I think it'll be okay. And I think that's the least of our worries. I'd rather them fix the glasses than worry about a seam line on the arm that 5 people are going to use. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think they'll fix something like that. Hot Toys doesn't really have kind of like glaring seam lines on stuff.
No.
Yeah, well, besides like sometimes in the hair, but not on like arms and stuff.
Yeah, and so this question here I thought was really good, so we all can kind of throw out our answer for this one. I think that's an easy choice for me. I think my favorite part of the film is that final sequence in the factory versus the T-1000. So I certainly would pick the battle damage. I know this is like the hero look, quote unquote. I just love the battle damage, dude. I'm a sucker for battle damage. I think having battle damage done right just adds a certain level of realism that you don't normally get sometimes with like a clean look. So for me, and kind of to put my money where my mouth is, I got the Mark 85 battle damage. I got the battle damage armored Thanos. Like I just prefer the battle damage look. I just think it adds a little extra layer of realism. So if I had to pick one, it would be that one. And I think that's a more hardy release. Like it comes with a bit more stuff. And also to pair with the T-1000, that's just a sick pairing. I mean, not that this one isn't either, but. Thankfully for me, I don't have to make that choice. I'm able to pick up both of them, so because that would be very difficult to pick one or the other. But if I had to, it'd be the battle damage. What about you, Jose? I feel like you have an answer for that.
Oh man, I think I prefer to have the clean version more times than not. However, for this one, I think I like battle damage only because you can see the cybernetic being underneath and stuff, all the blood, and so for that reason I think if I could only pick one, I'd pick battle damage, but I'm getting both, so whatever.
Right, so it's like we're just grateful that we don't have to make that choice, because I don't want to have to make that choice. I mean, honestly, like any Terminator stuff they do, I hope they do that frickin' die-cast endoskeleton eventually. I'll pick
gosh,
it up. Yeah, I would love
that'd
to
be
see
so
that.
cool. You could army build those. I was like, why are they not doing that? Like,
oh yeah, that'd be fun to light them in blue and just
yeah, man.
Yeah,
this is a great. I'm going to answer this question, but real quick, look at what lighting can do, because like the picture on the right looks better to me as far as likeness than the one on the left.
Yeah, they had a lot of heavy shadows in these photos.
It does.
There's a lot of.
Jose.
Oh man. It's just like
anyway.
you guys, we react, and it's not just you, because I do it too. But sometimes we react so negatively right away, and it's just like maybe let's take some time. I
haven't said anything negative. Like I've literally not said anything negative.
Not you specifically, but I just say
Captain Negativity.
Yeah, I'm saying, and I'm putting myself in there because it's like oftentimes it's like we look at what does it not have instead of looking at what it does have. You know what I mean? It's just like everyone gets upset about something.
I'm saying that the likeness is very much there. It's just when you light things, they can look better or worse.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I know you're only like breaking my chops, but I just want to be clear to the chat and all. Like, I think this looks freaking awesome. It looks awesome. But to answer the question real quick, I'm only going to get one of these. think it's very interesting because Hot Toys could have held on to one of these for a year or two. I don't know what the decision-making process is to drop them both and then have the Sophie's Choice, because very few people have or want to commit the resources to buying 2 Terminators at the same time, pretty much. I'm going to stick with just the battle damage. I like battle damage in general, and I like that it's not overly battle damaged. You can use the lighter sculpt if you want.
Yeah,
so that's pretty cool. So I just feel like I get more options and I get more display ability with it. So that's my answer.
Yeah.
I
had sent you more photos if you wanted to see the DX10. But
see, I tried to avoid pulling up photos.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna do it anyway though because it's just funny. Guys, this is just more for like the jokes, but for anyone that thinks the DX10 looks better, we're gonna.
No.
Oh, come on! It looks just like me.
Bro, I can't.
Looks like emaciated.
But I will say though, the one thing that does look better are the glasses. The glasses on the DX10 are better. They are better glasses.
They do fit.
So I will give them.
What is it with the new glasses? What is wrong with them?
They have like an upward
curve. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Like let me see. I'll pull this back up while Lane's.
There's a photo. That's where I noticed it the most, because that one photo I was sharing where like you could see the DX10 and then you see the actual image and then the new one. That's where I could tell the most when it comes to the glasses, where I was like, oh yeah, I totally read what Connor meant.
It looks like you can almost see kind of a break between his face and the glasses.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like straighter across the brow line. And these are more like everybody's comparing them to Ray-Bans because they have that same similar shape at the top. So these
are like a little high fashion. Yeah.
Well, so getting back to
Jose would wear.
The original. Getting back to the original question.
Don't make me pull them out. I'll pull them out.
So if I was getting one of these, then it would probably be. I'm usually more of a clean look guy, but in this case, because as Mike pointed out earlier, there are not quite as battle damaged or something. Switch out arms and everything. I would probably go for that look, but I would normally prefer more a look like this. For me, for this figure, especially also with the facial sculpt, I think it's just because the battle damage one looks more recent and looks more up to date with it. I think that one actually does look better than this one. I think it looks more like Arnold, but it's also maybe a completely newer sculpt, where this one had maybe some changes and touch up done using the original as a basis for it. Still think it's good, but like I'm more of like a 9 out of 10 for this on a facial sculpt.
That's
it's still really good, but
it's a very good score.
But it's it's a little bit off, and I don't think it's as good as the battle damage one. I think that one's actually a better likeness to Arnold.
So you think it sucks?
Yeah, that's
Lane. I think what helps.
You know what? It is the Thor: The Dark World of this Terminator line that they're putting out. It is the most boring looking, average looking thing that I've seen. Yep, which is maybe wish this makes me glad. Makes me glad this figure is coming out by June or so, because that way it can just pass by and then we can wait, and when the new ones come out, the T1000 battle damage can erase our memories of this one because they're going to be so much better. But no, I actually love the outfit and stuff, but I would get the battle damage for this one. This would be a rare case where I would go for that. But it's hard because this one has like the Gatling gun and everything, and that's like my favorite weapons that he walks around and uses in the entire movie. I just love the Gatling gun scene, and finally seeing him use some heavy artillery like that. Because we only really saw that, like, when the future endoskeletons or something were using, the laser blasters and stuff in the future. So we never really got to see the Terminator use some heavier ordnance like that. But I think this is a nice capper to the line, kind of.
Real quick, Lane. So I'm going to end the poll just so I remember.
Okay. Because you're remembering it.
Lane, our poll results, Lane.
Yeah, real quick, just the 10-inch move stream. Yeah, I would agree. Anything that's not paid by Star Ace would be something I would consider. Anything by them, I feel bad for anybody.
Well, yeah, because if you get from Star Ace, Lane, the figure doesn't include a neck. So we gotta.
Yeah, it doesn't include good.
Bro,
tape.
That's crazy. Winston was like this. The final product of Winston, he literally is like this. He has no neck at all. He has. I didn't even want to bother wasting our time pulling up those photos. By the way, what's up, Brick?
We can roast it.
Yeah, right. What's up, Brick?
I looked at that already, and I don't want that to assault my eyes again. It's just like Star Ace needs to go out of business. I don't usually call for a company to go out of business, but Star Ace just needs to go out of business, man.
Yeah, I think we're all kind of fed up with them. Lane, the poll. I want to share the poll results before I forget. 73% said cop. So we have a vast majority, 34 votes. Pretty good vote. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, so it's good to see most people are interested in this one. I'm really excited for this one. It seems like, at least in the chat, most people are pretty happy with the head sculpt. Like I said, I don't think it's perfect either. I just think it's a solid head sculpt. It's not perfect.
What would you say?
Arnold's likeness is so difficult. It's very difficult to nail.
Yeah. What would you guys think? Probably now having had all three of the figures have been teased for kind of this Terminator 2 mini line that they shown. Which figure of the three have you overall liked the best? Just from either new stuff with it or just how the look. Because I think my favorite is actually maybe how they did with the actual T1000.
I was going to say, I think the best head sculpt, like the most spot on head sculpt of the three, is the T1000. That head sculpt is insane. And these are also both very good.
Yeah, I mean,
that T1000 looks like they just freaking borrowed Robert Patrick's younger self for photos. So I would say that's the best head sculpt.
Took his soul, man.
Yeah, right. Sneaky, I actually think InArt is probably going to tackle Terminator 1, and I think they'll do the Tech Noir. I think that's what they'll do.
Interesting.
I'm hoping so, because I'm not getting any more of the present toy shit, like Jose said. Those didn't turn out the best. I had
you should pull up the image so that way they know how bad that was.
I know, and didn't even like their battle damage one, man. It was rough, dude. Like blood on the forehead and stuff, like streaks of blood. That was so stupid.
Dude, didn't InArt it say some weird language, like not in the cards or something like that for Terminator? Didn't they use that language where
I thought recently they said they were doing the first film? I thought it's still on the table.
Right. Basically, Jose, can you say I'll be back in Spanish, please, right now?
I'll be back.
Let's see.
Yeah, you got the glasses.
Does it sound cool? That still sounds pretty cool. Nice. I'm not gonna lie. It still sounds pretty cool. OG fan, a member, a hottie for 13 months. Thank you so much, OG. I appreciate you. OG said, which one? You need 2 clean versions and 1 battle damage. Shotgun slung on the shoulder. Dude, I'm not going to lie. I was kind of leaning towards that. I'm like, I kind of want to have the minigun look, and I kind of want to... Because this pose right here is what I saw on the screen. This is like the Queen Studios bust. This is basically the pose they use for that bust. It's it's badass, dude. It's
all I can say to that is for some callback here. Honestly, OG fan, I love you, man, but that is some I am the victim thinking. Doing buying that many versions.
Dude, it's tempting, man. This
for
is
anybody
who
has a remembrance from a certain other guy who we all know for quite a long time.
Oh, and we have one gift as well. Who got the Who got the hottie members? Thank you so much, OG. You're the best, my friend. Field of Burn. Congrats, Field of Burn. Nice. That's awesome, man. Congrats, bro. Thank you so much, OG. Sal, I think we were all hoping for that. There were so many jokes in the Hot Toys post about it, about not seeing the Fat Boy. That would have been so free. That's a missed opportunity because that's not a big vehicle. They could have done it. I was a little upset.
They've done a lot of how many Bat Cycles, and they're doing both those Cayman Rider from the 70s motorcycles, and they even did that.
That is crazy. They did those Common. Sorry, I was corrected by my
Common Rider.
It's Common Rider. Yes, I said I'm from
Cayman.
I'm from Maryland. That all the A's sound like that, but it's Common Rider. Shout out to my friend from Japan.
I'm still amazed for the one they did that the one guy's head sculpt for Cayman Rider 1, like 70s haircut there.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool.
And I mentioned that before. Like, I don't know anything about the Common Rider stuff, but I was wondering why one had the head sculpt and one didn't. I don't.
Might be licensed right. Two different actors, and so I've watched about 60 or 70 episodes.
That's true. That's true.
Really?
Yeah. Let me tell you, it's fun because like it. You might think it looks old now, like watching original Power Ranger. Like if you watch the original Japanese show, that came out in like '92, I think, in Japan. That was the version of it. those suits kind of look old now. But if you watch an old Kamen Rider, which was a monster suit from like 1973, holy crap, man, you're like, wow, that looks like something. It looks like something for the monster of the week that they have to blow up.
Right.
Joe
Hey,
P, what's up, my dude?
He's probably right about the Harley license, right?
Probably, yeah. That probably.
Yeah.
I mean, Hot Toys doesn't do extra licensing for anything. We never see license like. I was surprised that InArt did like the actual Glock licensing for the pistol. Like that was pretty cool to see. I'm a sucker for the licensing stuff.
That
like,
was cool.
Even on like my Back to the Future Part 2 Marty, I put like little water transfer Mattel stickers on the hoverboard. So I'm a sucker for stuff like that. Yeah,
we were done that
like
on the
that,
shoes, on the shoes because I know they're like
so
Nikes.
The ones I had were shitty. So I actually bought a third-party pair of Air Mags, and they work. They don't fit as well on the feet as I would like. So I honestly recently I switched back to the non-branded ones because he stood up better. But they did look cool. And I still have them. But yeah, I got the water transfer decals for the shoes, and it just looks stupid because it's weird. Some of them look like it's just like a decal that's like cut out and the background is clear, whereas other ones they look really shitty and like the background is a color and it just looks like fake, you know. But yeah, guys, I think this is a really exciting announcement. For me, I've already pre-ordered one. I think Off the Racks still has. I have a link here. Off the Racks, he had 13, I think, when he first put it up, and there's only 6 left. So for you guys who want to pre-order from Off the Racks, I just put a link. 300 out the door. That is unbeatable, unless you have rewards saved up or you got a pal in Hong Kong or something, or if you're from Hong Kong, obviously, I think this figure is
now you got to pay
$210 in Hong Kong. Right, exactly. So if you get this from Off the Racks in the USA, 300 out the door. That is a great price in comparison with what you would pay with Sideshow if you don't have rewards or something. And there's no exclusive version for this. So if you get it from Off the Racks, you're getting exactly what you would get from Sideshow or Hot Toys, whatever. So, yeah, there's a link if you guys want to pick that up. Yeah, I think we're going to move on. Chris is not going to make it, actually. I didn't realize he texted me. He did let me know. I didn't see it, so I don't have to draw out the Terminator any longer. He actually texted me about an hour ago, so.
Yo, real quick, Diggler Stunt Double says it would have been cool if they had a LED red eye under there, like in there, so you could turn that on, see through the glasses.
That would be cool.
Yeah, that would be next level, man.
I'm waiting for the swap out eyeballs. So shout out to my boy 16Lover on Instagram. He swapped the eyes from the new Maul over to the Keanu, and then he put the Keanu sculpt on Revan, and it looked amazing. He had like Sith eyes. Dude, it was badass.
Yeah, dude. That's
I'm like,
awesome.
man, I wish Hot Toys sold, or even like a third-party company. They could easily do that. Just manufacture eyeballs to sell. It looks sick, though.
It's just a matter of getting some pliers and pulling them out, right?
Oh, yeah, they pop right out.
Yeah,
they pop right
especially
out.
With these newer Hot Toys, they're just coming out like out of the box sometimes. I had that with the
by accident
and a couple of
when I was doing
moving it.
When I was doing my review for Maul, I was like I was doing like my short video, and I was showing the eyeball movement, and it just like basically popped out 80% of the way. And they do come out pretty easily. You just have to push it back in, but I think the InArt eyeballs are similar too. Like if you can access them, you could probably pull them out. I think people did that with the Superman sculpts. They pulled the eyeballs out and swapped them between the two sculpts.
They did.
So, thank you so much, Moose, by the way. A Hotline Hottie for 14 months. That is insane. Thank you so much, my friend. Moose says, come on, Hot Toys, make a Harley-Davidson 91 Fat Boy. WTF. I know, man. Dude, that would have been... I think all of us who would pick up this figure would pick up the Fat Boy, because it's not a hard thing to fit in your display. It's not that big of a vehicle, and it's so iconic, right? You know, that especially that bar scene, dude. Amazing, dude. Such
like, if they made that, right, and I was only going to get one Terminator, if they made that, it would cause me to cancel my battle damage and get this.
Dude, right? The whole...
To get the motorcycle.
Get him on... It's just too good, man. By the way, Big Dog Pound, thank you so much, my friend, for the $4.99 super chat. You guys are making this figure happen for me. I appreciate you. Big Dog Pound says, showing love just because. Well, you are too kind, my friend. All of you guys are too kind, so I appreciate each and every one of you. And Big Dog Pound, thank you for your generosity. And just when you thought the stream was at maximum optimal energy levels, you have Justin from How You Figure in the chat, a channel member, a good friend, and the best Friday streamer in the business. What's up, Justin? Thank you so much for being here, bro. I know, Justin, I know you're really excited for this one. Justin was actually one of the first people I sent this to because, you know, everybody has their list of people they chat with, and either someone will send it to me and I'll respond.
You sent it to him first, not to me? Wow.
Well, I knew you were going to message me, dude. That's like I have a list of people in my head.
It?
Yeah, I expected. I have a list of people in my head. I'm like, okay, they're going to message me, so let me send it to the people that I do. Or there's Mike. There's Mike where I send it to him, and he doesn't respond to me until the following day when we're about to go live.
Yo, but Jose, tell him, at least I'm an equal opportunity shitty friend. So
one time Mike did message me back for like 4 days, and I mentioned it to you. I'm so sorry. I'm like, yeah.
Dude, yeah. I'll tell you off air what I've been going through this week, man. It's been
To be fair, I'm pretty bad at responding on Instagram. Like I'm much slower on Instagram than I am on Facebook Messenger, just because I'm getting like notifications easier from Messenger. So I am slower at responding on Instagram as well. I feel like I don't get notifications half the time, so I could feel that, especially if you have a lot of stuff going on. But guys, if you haven't already, we've got 61 people still watching. Please consider dropping a like on the stream. I would very much appreciate it. I'm feeling like it's time to talk about this craziness because this is just so wild to me. We're going to move on from the T800. Again, very, very excited for this one. It seems like we all have a lot of passion for this one. It wasn't. Mike honestly came in more modest than I expected. I'm very proud of him. I think he was pretty fair on this one. I was expecting him to really shred it up. And I was really hoping Chris would come on because Chris came in with that DX10 talk on the phone. And dude, I was like, look at the photos I just sent you. Look at them. And he looked at it. And dude, it took him like 15 minutes to finally be like, okay, I was wrong. He's like, the DX10 is not better. It's not better at all. It looks awful. I'm like, of course, I was just joking with him. Like, if he likes the DX10 better, who cares? But I was like, look at the photos I just sent you. I just sent you another one. And I'm like, now look at this one.
The DX10 is better than the present Toy School.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I think the DX10 figure in general is better than the present toys. Those were, you know, at the time when you got them, it was just exciting because it was a Terminator figure, and I didn't have any in my collection. But looking back on it, yeah, they were rough.
It's paint too, though. Like modern paint would make it look a lot better too.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. And here is something only the second time we've seen in 2 years. It took the ugliest Iron Man in the history of ever, and
third time we've seen.
Yeah, because that Flash too.
Oh yeah, the Flash figure. That's right.
Sakarian, Iron Man, the Flash, and now this. Real quick, Moose, why'd you have to remind me that my display will be forever inadequate? Because the figure hideout has the craziest collection room / filming room that you will ever see. He's actually working with Hot Toys, so it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah,
dude, he's got a legit like whole floor in an office building that he rents out. He's got a little table in the middle that he does his videos on, and then he's just surrounded by shit.
You're like for a friend of mine who I know. I always think like, hey, I'm gonna have maybe a lot of statues someday, like, and so like there's one coming up that I went, oh my god, Day of Reckoning is here soon. For a statue about to go for pre-order, I'm gonna get, and my buddy, whose like house is basically a museum, is just like, I was like, oh wait a minute, sorry, I forgot for you. You're like that M. Bison scene where he says that was just a Tuesday for me, and stuff with his collecting and stuff.
Thank you, by the way, Moose. I appreciate you. But yeah, the figure hideout, his setup is crazy, and I know a lot of people were like going nuts for that when he posted. It's
like an industrial looking space, right, with brick and everything, and like it just I thought it was a store at first.
Really, dude, it reminds me of Tron. That's like the new Tron, like Tron Legacy. That's what it reminded me of.
It's really cool. I want to do something like that in my basement, like with the half brick. It looks like it's real brick, but it's half brick and cement and everything like that. And you just put it like on the wall.
Yeah, that would be so sick, man. He made me just very jealous. I'm like, oh, cool. My custom cases are just shit now because figure out. Thank you so much, by the way, Justin. 11 months of Hotline Hottie. So many hotties in the building, yes, sir. And 1+ now that you're here.
Absolutely.
Whoa. Plus, that's copyright infringement. What's going on
sorry.
here?
We can't use that terminology. Jose's going to sue us.
I don't even wear pants to work on Friday in anticipation of his show in the evening.
I know, dude.
Like, that's how
I even got like a special song request for Casual Friday. He played the song, his OG hype song, dude. So it's like you can't beat it, bro.
I know.
Thank you so much, Justin. I appreciate you, bro. I know, dude. At first, I was like, "Is that even real? Like, it's just too good to be true." But unfortunately for us, it was real. We just suck. We just suck, dude.
We just suck.
So going back to this, though, guys, and for reference, real quick.
real quick to that comment. Do you think Justin wears pants when he does that Casual Friday? Because
Absolutely
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Oh yeah, no. He sends me pictures of his boxes before the show starts. Yeah,
probably not, dude. By the way, Z Mulaney, what's up, my friend? He says, hello, hey, fellas. Hello from freezing Pittsburgh. Happy to talk toys with y'all. What's up, bro? Thank you so much for being
here. It is
cold as shit.
It's cold here, too. But, guys, how crazy is this? I mean, it's kind of not that surprising when you look at the context of kind of the general community consensus on this piece. As someone like Jose or myself who, like, really love Keaton as Batman and usually buy pretty much everything, we saw this and we're like, Batmissle, nice, and that's kind of how the whole community reacted. We're like, number one, it was larger scale than the vehicle that they just put out, so that was already weird.
A little weird.
And number two, like, bro, who's gonna take up the space for that? Even if you're like a diehard Keaton fan, who wants to take up the space for the missile? Just get the Jazz Inc. 89 or the Hot Toys 89 and call it a day.
10 seconds of the movie.
Yeah, it's not that cool. It's not. As much as I love the film, that wasn't like a memorable part of the film, so I didn't need it. Like, so this doesn't surprise me. And guys, for those of you who aren't aware, we kind of briefly mentioned it as I was starting to pull this photo up. We had this happen not long ago. Last year, the Flash in like the repainted Keaton suit and that Sicarian, that ugly Iron Man. I think Lane was going to buy that at one point. What If Season 2.
Why do you have to put it like that? Why did you say it was so ugly?
Just the worst figure ever. Other than
think Lane was going to buy it.
Yeah. Gotta get my revenge on Lane at some point, dude. It's not as ugly as the holographic Iron Man, I'll give it that. But it was pretty ugly for me, for my personal taste.
Did you buy the holographic Iron Man, Lane?
No.
All right.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, so those two figures were collectively canceled in a similar statement. And at first, people were saying they got calls from Hot Toys, and a lot of people were like, I call BS on that. Apparently, Secret Base was calling, obviously local buyers. They weren't calling us guys at Sideshow and like, hey, your Sideshow order's going to be canceled. You know what I mean? They called people who live local and who have to walk to Secret Base to make their pre-orders. And they let them know, and you could see the announcement here. Obviously, guys, this is clearly like a lack of pre-orders to make it worth it. I guess when it gets to this point, it's like in the negative, like they're losing money. So because I feel like if it was like they're going to break even, they're probably like, whatever, we'll make it. I think at this point, when they do something like this, because it is so rare they do it, it's probably they're going to lose a decent amount of money. So they're like, it's not worth our time. Because making a whole new mold for a 6-scale vehicle is not cheap. Even for a figure, the molds for the hands, the body, it's very, very expensive, beyond what you could ever imagine. So, yeah, this doesn't surprise me at all. I'm not disappointed in it. I wasn't going to get it. I had no interest in this, like not even like 0%. I had no interest in this. I got my Jazz Inc. 89 coming in the next couple weeks. That's my Batmobile right there for Keaton. So I'm excited for that. Mr. ES, dude, I don't know, dude. I don't know. I saw Yost make a comment on it. He basically said like, I totally understand why Hot Toys dropped this. It just didn't make sense for them to do. Yost may run out of ideas eventually in the Batman space, but as of right now, I don't see him touching this with a 10-foot pole. It just doesn't make sense. I mean, if he just canceled Star Wars entirely because he was losing money on it, I don't see him doing a Batmissle.
Yeah, I mean, if Hot Toys just did the market research for him.
Exactly, right, exactly. So yeah, I don't see him touching this with a 10-foot pole. Maybe once in a blue moon if he runs out of an idea, but right now the dude's cooking, so he doesn't need the Batmissle. You know what I mean? He doesn't need the Batmissle. That'd be great. Yeah,
hello everyone. I'm out of ideas. Who wants a Batmissle? That'd be fucking awesome.
Everybody signs up all at one time. Yeah,
sure. Yes,
it's gonna be the same case as like the Jedi Starfighters. It's gonna be like no one wants to spend that money on a Batmissle. You know what I mean? As much as I like Star Wars, I didn't see this Jedi Starfighter. I'm like, take my credit card. Like $1,800 is crazy, bro. Not for the Jedi Starfighter. I'm not putting that money out. Probably sneaky. Yeah, I would say probably if it was the whole deal and you could just separate it. Yeah, I would say there'd probably be more interest than just getting the missile. I don't think the missile looks cool by itself. I don't. I think it looks goofy.
Do you guys? Is there anybody in the chat that ordered it?
Yeah, anyone here get the missile?
Wasn't Brick talking about getting it? Brick, if you're still there, I remember.
I doubt Brick got the missile. He's so selective. I doubt
Brick's there's a missile guy. He is.
No.
I think he
There's
likes
no way
it.
you're a missile.
He didn't
dude,
order that.
Rick.
He's a missile guy because he was saying, I like the missile because it takes up less space and you can put more in front of it.
Oh,
Or
he's
he might
still
have just
here.
been saying that in theory.
He might have had a
just been saying that.
positive reaction.
He's still here,
to it,
Brick.
but
Yeah,
he
yeah.
did
You
not
need
might
to
have
let
been
us know if
generous.
you're a
He
missile,
did not
dude.
order that.
There's no way Brick ordered the missile. But yeah, for me, guys, I woke up, saw this, and I'm like, oh, whoops. Sorry to hear it. And it was just, it wasn't on my radar at all. So, but I do feel for those people that wanted it. Like, there obviously are some diehard fans out there. They'll get everything that comes from these two films. So I get it. Yeah.
But
Brick's,
also, don't you
Brick's
feel like
of a missile guy himself? He's a big missile guy.
Wait, guys, don't you look at this though? Did you think there's a I would definitely go for it in that case.
At this point, it's just all jokes, man. That's just, I mean, the male genitalia just was doomed.
It was doomed from the start because all the comparisons were, the bat, and then they have like a little emoji of the what is it, the eggplant? Yeah, that was the joke from the start. So
yeah,
the bat missile was doomed from the start.
Yeah,
but guys, speaking more broadly though, do you think that just seeing this, it's like I haven't been hit by any of these yet, but do you think that, for example, like Maroc is a figure that I ordered early on. It, sold out early on. Do you think that in this current, because that was like a year and a half ago, do you think Hot Toys 2025 would have been like, screw it, we're canceling this figure, rather than just cut off pre-orders quickly? Because there's two ways you can go about it, right? But like you said, they might not have crossed the threshold with pre-orders to make this worth making. Yeah. Whereas, because we're seeing that where you're like, oh, damn, that figure's already sold out. And it's like, yeah, it's sold out because of lack of popularity.
Yeah, there certainly is a point where they're like, all right, we're not going to get much more beyond this. Let's go ahead and cut it off.
Right. But Hot Toys is now, do you feel like they're making this, they're almost normalizing this now, doing this 3 times in 6 months?
Or a year.
I was about to say probably closer to a year, but I don't know, dude. Like I said, I think there's a cusp, right? I think it's, if they break even, they'll still make it if it's a decent enough, interest for it. I think in cases like this, it has to be like they're looking at their numbers and they're like, we're not making this shit. Like the Sicarian Iron Man, are we surprised? The Batmissile, the one that Young Barry. Seen that before, the Young Barry I thought may have gotten more pre-orders because it was a repurposed Keaton suit, but also you got to remember like Ezra Miller, all the shit that went on with him.
Right.
I feel like that main suit is just too nice. People were just like looking past that because it just looks so good. That one I did have on pre-order. I was sad for probably like 10 seconds and I was like, cool, saves me money, and then I just moved on. You know what I mean? I'm happy to get the main suit. The main suit is the best looking suit to me. So yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
If you don't support it, it may not be. I mean, and that kind of goes for a lot of companies. I think a lot of these companies are watching their numbers more closely. Look at even it's even affecting Hasbro with Star Wars figures like Black Series and Vintage Collection. Some of those figures, they're cutting the pre-orders off way earlier than they used to, and some of them are like selling for a decent amount of like the Kenobi Vader from Black Series. He sells for like $80 to $100 on eBay still, I think, which is unheard of lately for general release stuff from Hasbro, So it's like they're cutting stuff off. Even like even like Hera and stuff from the Ahsoka show. Those 3.75 Vintage Collection figures, they got cut off early, and then pair that with the fact that they did a Ghost. Those figures they went up a little bit. Some of them, so
they're more risk averse now. And that's what OG's getting at. And, they're collectors I'm friends with that I respect a lot, and they have huge collections, and they don't pre-order anything. They have enough connections, and they know they'll be able to pick stuff up. And then you have other people that are like, I ordered this right away because I want to show Hot Toys that we're supporting this, right? Yeah. So there's kind of competing ways of buying this stuff, and you are sending a message to them that you want it when you pre-order it. So.
Oh, absolutely. I totally agree. Yeah, Joe, I wish someone from Hot Toys in the back end would leak that because I'd be very curious to see. But that's something we'll never know. Like I said, it had to have been at a point where they're like, no, we're going to lose money on this. We're not making this. Because they called this one much earlier than they did the other two. Because Young Barry was on, and the other one, Sakari and Iron Man, I think, was only on pre-order for, like 3 months. The Young Barry was on pre-order for a while. And they called that one. So this one, I think they're calling it earlier now. So we'll see how they move moving forward. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. You know, maybe pre-order the stuff you're interested in. Don't always wait to see if you can get it cheaper or whatever. I don't know. I don't know how Hot Toys is moving with this now. They're so hard to predict lately, and that's kind of a good thing in a lot of ways, but also it hurts sometimes. But guys, just in the interest of time, I think we're going to skip over the Superior Suit Spider-Man. I know I had it on the thumbnail, but I feel like a lot of people are probably going to fall asleep, and I have some cooler stuff to talk about before we end the stream. So sorry, guys, we want to talk about the Superior Suit Spider-Man, but good news is I will have a review up on it tomorrow on the channel. So there's a silver lining review for you guys tomorrow. Yeah, I know Lane's super jealous. Something that's real badass, and I am super excited for, and this might be the first time some of you guys have seen this if you're not on Facebook. Even though it was on Instagram, but it was on this dude's story.
Yeah.
We finally have actual boxing versions of Rocky figures coming from the official Sly Stallone Shop. This was actually posted by one of the guys that like runs the whole operation. I think his name is Nick something NYC. One of these screenshots might have his handle on if you guys want to follow him. Yeah, Agent Nick NYC. This guy works directly with Sly, handles basically all of the Sly Stallone Shop stuff. So if you want to follow him, shout out to Jose, by the way, because Jose caught this before I did, and he sent it because like obviously when I screenshotted this, it was already up for 6 hours, or maybe that's when Jose screenshotted it. I didn't see it, but I've been following this guy for a minute. My bad. I've been following this guy for a minute. I didn't see it. And I remember he posted like an Apollo Creed and Rocky like 6-scale statue at one point. He's been sharing little teasers here and there. But man, the body looks awesome. Obviously, Sylvester Stallone has a and it still does to this day, but especially when he was younger, had a very unique physique, and the dude was like absolutely peeled to the teeth. And
so much so that Schwarzenegger wanted to look like him.
Yeah.
For Commando, he wanted Stallone's diet and workout. How cool is that?
Yeah, I mean, if that's not a compliment from a 7-time Mr. Olympia, then I don't know what is.
Right.
Even with the black bar over the eyes, you could tell these sculpts are pretty solid. And the Sly Stallone Shop stuff has been a hit so far. I don't own anything currently from them. I had the Cobra, and I just decided I didn't want to dedicate space to that film because I had a feeling they were going to do this stuff eventually, and then they tease it. I'm like, cool, I'm getting rid of Cobra. I've heard that Caustic does develop the figures and produce the figures for Sly Stallone Shop. I did hear that. But yeah, this is really cool. This is obviously from Rocky 4, so hopefully we get some more figures from Rocky 4. I would love to see an Apollo Creed as well, with the Uncle Sam hat and the kind of the over, I don't even know what that's called, like the robe that goes over him as he's entering the ring. This is really cool. And also Sly Stallone Shop has shown that they're willing to do like some street looks as well. So they could even do like the training look for Apollo Creed when he's got like the cut off sweatshirt.
Yeah.
In that scene where Rocky enters the gym and he's like feels so out of place. It's like not his style, and he warms up to him, and like, yeah, I would love to see that too, like the trainer version of Apollo Creed. But
oh yeah,
they could do Mr. T, they could do Drogo, they can go down the line and do a lot of really cool figures. And with Rocky 4, I mean, I think there's a lot of potential.
Mickey,
yeah, Mickey would be cool, which I think maybe they mentioned before doing Mickey. I think they did. But yeah, like I said, I'm fairly certain they're going to do a good job on these. All their recent stuff, it's like for their first couple figures, like when I opened that Cobra, I'm like, this is really nice. Why is this so nice? And then when I found out Caustic was the ones that worked on the figure, I'm like, makes sense. Because those guys have been making figures for over 20 years, so. Rocky 4. I like Rocky 4. I'm a fan of Rocky 4. I like Rocky 4.
Yeah, Rocky. Yeah, I like Rocky 4. I think Rocky 4 is pretty well liked. I mean, with respect.
I like Rocky 4.
Stallone did like a director's cut. Have you ever seen that?
I haven't seen the director's cut. No.
Yeah, he went back in and like did a whole
Clubber
There's a documentary on it.
Adrian, that would be an interesting one.
You know the robot from the beginning?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's not in the Stallone cut.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, he did a couple of things that he kind of made it a little bit less cheesy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We were laughing at that. The one screenshot says Grale instead of Grail.
The Grale.
Dude, he was so excited to post it. We got to give him a break. He's probably so excited to post these. He just mistyped. But yeah, I think that's it for the photos. Again, really exciting. I will definitely be picking this up for sure. I've been waiting for this. Right now, Stallone-wise, I only have the most recent Rambo, the First Blood Part 2 from 3-0, which I love that figure. That's that's my favorite look for Rambo. So I'll be excited to throw this in next to him. I think this is going to look awesome. Like I said, I can see the likeness even without the... and that's so cool that they got him holding the American flag with the bloodied up sculpt. That's so dope. So, and seeing that they did a lot of cool accessories with the recent figures, I think they'll go all out for this one for sure. Julio, I know Julio seems to be really excited for the Rocky stuff. Julio said Rocky 4 is one of his favorites. Yeah, I like Rocky 4, but to each their own. It's not everything's for everybody, but... let's see. James Brown.
Rocky IV is one of my favorites. Personally, the way he trains on the mountains,
right?
The way the contrast between him and Drago, and what Drago's doing and how he's doing it the hard way versus Drago's doing it the other way.
That'd be crazy if Drago came with like all the hookups and shit.
Like
right. Yeah. Drago's doing it like the money way. The state funded,
the Russian science way.
Right.
Where they're like,
It's on Fire, the soundtrack, man.
Yeah, dude, that soundtrack. So, I mean, who has not done any kind of training at any point in your life where you're running upstairs or running on the beach or doing whatever and thought about those montages? I mean, come on, it's like it's ubiquitous in our culture. It's awesome.
If he does, Do we need Drago, man? We need him. That'd be so sick.
Break you. Hey, somebody, I think Big Dog Pound just mentioned that Kit Fisto went on waitlist. We were just talking about waitlist and stuff like that. Yeah, so I just checked. I was like, did I order that? And I did. It's in my pre-order. So
yeah, I ordered 2 of those because I ordered 2 of all the Jedi Generals so I can get the Clone
Wars. Clone Wars, and so you can mix it. I try to keep up on my my Aries Market Watch. So
yeah, for sure. Oh, so this is what I have next. I know Jose and I were talking about this briefly earlier, but Yost actually posted an update. What are these?
They captured Jose's likeness so well in this thing. Unbelievable.
Oh, my goodness.
But, dude, this looks amazing. This looks really, really good. For, like, an early prototype, I think this is pretty damn spot on. Even the hair, I think, looks pretty decent. And the benefit that this has with the hair is his hair was super messy and unkept in the movie, so it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm really excited for this one. Jose, I think you said he's doing what? He said he's doing the mayor version and then just like the normal version.
Sewer, the sewer final battle version. So you'll get 2 options. You'll get either one or the other. It'll be like basically like the Catwoman.
And he's doing a 2-pack as well with the 2 different versions. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. Knowing me, I'll probably end up getting the 2-pack just because. Why not? Like I did the 2-pack for the Catwoman. I just can't say no. Speaking of 1/6 lovers, I brought up 1/6 lovers earlier. 1/6 lover I talked about earlier when you swapped the Maul eyes over to your Keanu sculpt and put it on Revan. I thought that was so sick. We were talking about that earlier. So. Shout out! I need to get 1/6 lovers on here, dude. It's so weird because I thought on Instagram he was 1/6 lovers and he's 1/6 lover on YouTube. So I don't know if I've just been calling him 1/6 lovers this whole time. I have no idea, but I agree, Pedro. I think that's the biggest question with figures from Jazz Inc. is we've only ever seen like the Iron Scavenger, which I've never even seen in person, so I can't attest to that. All I have from Jazz Inc. right now is my 22. I'm very happy with it. 89 will be coming soon. For the figures, it seems like Yost is working with some very reputable guys, like I think Sean Dabbs. He also said G Wiz is doing the clothing, which I was telling Jose, those guys, they charge an arm and a leg, but their stuff is amazing. Like here's a sample of the actual like furred coat here, and it looks great. It looks great. G Wiz is known for doing just super highly accurate, highly detailed stuff. This is actually the same company I brought up before that did a full Kanan Jarrus outfit that looked amazing, like it was pulled right off the screen. Dude, it's amazing. But Yeah, it's looking good, man. It's looking really good.
It is. It's looking really good.
Trying to get.
I would be very happy if I was going in on this line, man. I'd be really happy with what I'm seeing.
Yeah, like the body proportions are looking nice. Obviously, they're going to keep doing testing with that. I know Yost went through many variations for the Catwoman body as well, so I'm sure we can expect that. I think that's all he showed. I can't remember exactly what he said.
Dude, you get so much more leeway with this body because he looks pillow stuffed in the movie.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like
so he said it's a V4 fat suit. So they've been working on it. They've been making tweaks and stuff. But yeah, this looks awesome. Like I said, I'll probably pick up the 2-pack for this one just because. Why not? Another one Jose brought up and reminded me to show on stream.
Oh, nice.
We have some updates for Julie Newmar. Now this one is interesting because I think Yost was working. Did Jose, correct me if I'm wrong, did he say that he got approval for the licensing?
Yes.
Let's see what he says. Julie Newmar, sculpts by Sean Dabbs, 1966. So he already has approval for the licensing. Like it was submitted to.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. He wouldn't proceed. That's one of the reasons he said with the Zoe Kravitz one that he hasn't shown anything or proceeded with that one, is because they haven't been able to secure the license. So with Julie, they've already secured it. And then from my understanding, they're even working with her team to see about the whole autograph thing.
Oh, yeah, the signature version. Yeah,
so
that would be really
edition,
cool.
so.
Yeah, dude, again, like, and really cool accessories, too. Like, I don't know, man. Yost he's going in strong on these figures, man. And I really hope they all turn out, especially, like, that BTAS Batman dude. Like, I want to see more of that.
Cool too.
Yeah, he showed in his video recently, which we didn't get a chance to talk about because we didn't stream the week that went up, but he did show, like, some of the outfit pieces, the belt and everything for that BTS Batman. The head sculpts look amazing. The best looking BTS sculpts yet for sure. So this is exciting, man. More Batman stuff, especially classic stuff, is really, really exciting for me. And Mars so far has been really carrying this sect of Batman stuff, especially with the 66 stuff. So seeing an officially licensed Julie Newmar and him possibly doing like the signature version and stuff is really cool. And I think he got Burt Ward. There's a signature version for that Bat bike, the Bat Cycle as well, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Obviously, Adam West passed away a long time ago, so unfortunately couldn't get them both. But still, getting Burt Ward is super dope.
You're the only one that I think on this panel. I don't know, Lane, if you collect 66, but I know for sure you collect Connor 66. Is this one that like interests you?
Yeah, I'm very curious to see what the pricing is going to be like because for 66, I'm used to paying like Mars Toys prices. I won't lie, the signature thing does entice me a little bit because I think that's really cool that like
you're a signature guy.
She has an involvement in this project, so to say. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm just curious to see the pricing for it, because I don't know what else has he mentioned for the 66 line that he's going to do. Is this it so far? Like that he's verbalized about it? I don't know. I know Mars is going to continue to do it. He's looking at like doing the Eggman and what was the other one?
Egghead?
Egghead, yeah.
Yeah, the Vincent Price Egghead.
Yeah, he showed the Egghead, and he also recently showed an updated sculpt for the Penguin, which looked amazing, the 66 Penguin, with the little cigarette in his mouth. So, yeah, this one does interest me. It's not on the same level of excitement as like a Danny DeVito Penguin or Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman, but certainly on my radar. I want to see more. I want to see what pricing
one
looks
thing
like
just
for
for Catwoman's costume, like for the 92 one, is just a little bit more interesting because she has more different looks to her. And I think this one looks great. I mean, this is literally the inspiration for like even Anne Hathaway's Catwoman or anything.
I just love
like
Julie Newmar's cat ears. They're so iconic, and it's such a unique look. And when we look at like the more modern suits, even with Halle Berry, you could see the inspiration. Yeah. Like she had those,
or the gray animated Catwoman from the 90s and stuff. Her costume was basically this costume.
Oh yes,
gray.
That was from Jim Lee's design to the purple Catwoman as well.
Jim Ballant.
I love that.
Jim Ballant
purple and gold
did the purple Catwoman.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, who?
Jim Ballant did the purple Catwoman.
Ballant. Wasn't Loeb? Didn't Loeb do? Anyway, they all kind of did it at one point or another. I guess you're right.
Well, no, Ballant that when Catwoman got the purple costume, he was the artist for that run.
It was okay. So that's the first incarnation of it. Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to say, like, maybe I'm of a certain age, but that Julie Newmar, if that's going to be a great looking figure. She was one of those women, when you're young and all of a sudden you're like, I think I like, I see,
I think I like girls.
I think I like girls in like a different way. Like it's something, like she was. I'll never forget just watching her in that show and going, oh, I get it now. I get it.
In the late 50s and 60s, she was definitely one of the ladies that did that for a lot of young boys.
Absolutely, man.
Especially if they were late 60s and Batman fans.
Hell yeah, man. Moving on.
So for those of you who don't know, DID recently, not long ago, released their Maverick from the first film.
Pretty good.
Now, I don't have mine yet. I actually talked to John from Racks the other day. I was like, hey, could you reach out to DID? Because this has been released for a while. And he's like, yeah, that's weird.
Wasn't the DID one the one from the new movie? Was it the older Tom Cruise?
Was it from the new movie? Is it maybe you're right. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm getting confused. I think they included the old stuff with this set. So yeah, you're right. The recent one was from Top Gun Maverick, but there's stuff for Maverick with this set. You're right. It is from the newer movie. So with this set, there's a Goose head sculpt, there's an Iceman head sculpt, and I think there's a Maverick Mitchell head sculpt. And they just posted like an update saying they updated the head sculpt for it. I don't have the photos pulled up. Yeah, they just showed. It was like earlier this morning. I forgot to pull up the photos for it. But how exciting is this? DID is known for doing military figures, so obviously all of their outfits and everything, all the different little pieces that attach them are pretty damn good. Like, when you have companies that are known for making military figures for years, they get really good at it. So no one's going to beat a company like this when it comes to the details there. I think the head sculpts aren't bad. Obviously, the paint apps are not Hot Toys quality, so don't expect that. Me personally, I'll probably have the flight helmets on all of these anyway, or at the very least, maybe the aviator look, because I do love that look. That mustache is just too good, dude. But yeah, this is pretty cool, man. It's cool to see. It's cool to see them going. I know the helmet's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where I was getting confused. There's the young Maverick.
Yeah.
Younger Maverick, I should say.
I'd be buying a watch, really cool, bro. You throw a watch on them, like hide that wrist seam and everything. There's little things you can do.
Yeah, that's true. Me personally, I don't know if I would ever just run them in like these little flight suits. I feel like I would have to have it fully decked out with all the stuff. Yeah, the sculpts are good. I feel like the paint apps, again, like DID's paint apps aren't like top tier, but it's just cool to see somebody making stuff like this. Exactly. Just toss the helmets on them, call it a day. Everybody knows, if you've seen the film, people that have seen the film, they know who it is. And also, obviously, all of their helmets are uniquely painted and everything, so they're just going to look really cool next to each other. From what I understand, this is one figure set, and you buy multiple sets to like it's not necessarily like there's a full Goose figure and a full Iceman figure. It comes with one base body, but it includes all the parts you need to make the Goose or the Iceman, and then obviously the Maverick pieces. I think the intention is probably to swap out the Maverick pieces with the Top Gun Maverick, the later version, to make it the version from the first film. So if you want the Goose and the Iceman and you don't have the original one, you'll have to buy two of these. But I feel like these are going to sell really well. Yeah, this is going to sell really well. It's very smart of them to do this because there's been attempts to make like even a decent Maverick figure in the past, and they all were kind of bad. So for a company that is known for making military figures to do something like this, it's really cool.
Well, they're all bad because they have to be third party, And I wish we could get a licensed Tom Cruise, but like, not that third party is always bad. That's not a good excuse. Some third party is fantastic. Yeah. But dude, these figures are all about the costuming and the gear. Like, I don't really give a crap about the head sculpts, to be honest with you.
Right, like even just that little like view of the eyes inside the helmet is enough for me for figures like this, knowing like the context of the films and everything. Like, that's good enough for me. Even like the helmet on with like the visor pulled up is a cool look too. Like, these are just awesome. And like 16 Lover said, like that's kind of the shitty thing about military figures is they're such a pain in the ass to put everything on. Like I have a Captain Price and a Ghost figure in my collection from Call of Duty, and I still have not finished putting everything on those because it's just such a miserable experience. So I'm sure I'm not gonna have a fun time with this, but I'm willing to bleed for the first Top Gun film.
It'll look great. Like if the In-Art Batman belt ruined your life, stay away from these figures.
Dude,
Oh,
after I was gonna say after experiencing those two Call of Duty figures, the belt and the In-Art Batman was easy for me.
It was like nothing, right?
It wasn't like instant. I didn't like instantly put it on, but when I was putting it on, I'm like, oh, that's it. Like, you know, because everybody else, they had all experienced it, and they're like, this sucks, and it did suck, but it wasn't nearly as bad as the frickin', dude. I'm telling you, like the Molly vest having to weave in between the Molly slots on awful. The final
that's
thing,
annoying in real life.
It is,
like
right? So
having
imagine
to do that
doing
on
that
a
in
figure.
6 scale.
Yeah.
Doing that in 6 scale is
Oh,
awful.
the Sideshow Tim Curry.
Yeah, so Sideshow, they didn't post their like official full video, but they did share a little short unboxing. This is the final product of the Tim Curry Pennywise. I hope the audio's not on. Dude, it looks pretty freaking good, man. The box is super cool. The one thing he said though that was interesting, I think Guy was reviewing this. He's like, from the 1990 It TV series, but the front of the box says it's from the movie, so I was confused by that. But I guess he looks about the same.
Well, the reason for that is I believe in Canada it aired like as a movie. So that's why it's a television film.
I think even when it's on Max, it's in movie form. Like it's all one thing. It's super long because I think it's what two separate episodes. Like it's 2 episode series.
It was the old school miniseries, and it was 2 nights, so they were each about an hour long.
Yeah,
but they call it like a television movie. Yeah,
yeah. But now it's just like, but dude, he looks amazing. The head sculpts are pretty damn spot on, and the hair looks really good too. It's kind of like the same case with the Beetlejuice. They kind of turned it around, and I think the hair. I compared to photos, and the color is like basically identical to what it was on the original costume. Dude, it looks awesome. I'm very happy with this. I love the bundle of balloons too. I think that's such a unique look for the Tim Curry Pennywise, whereas like, you know, the Bill Skarsgård one only has that one red balloon. So yeah, I'm really excited for this. I picked this up. Hopefully John will get it first like he did last time, like with the Beetlejuice. He got it before Sideshow, so we'll see. But I think he looks great. He looks awesome.
I think it looks really good, man. I don't think I'd ever buy this one because as a kid, this one freaked me out.
Yeah, me too. It's scary, dude.
But I have yet to revisit it, man. I saw it as a kid, but I have yet to revisit it. I wanted to watch it this Halloween, and it just didn't get to it. But
it's a long watch, dude. Because again, when you look at it on Max, it's like all one film, so you're just sitting through over 2 hours of it, which 2 hours for any film is long. So. Yeah. You really got to be invested in it. But yeah, it's funny because I go for the stuff that creep me out. Like that's me as a horror fan. I'm like, I want the shit that creep me out. Like Nosferatu. Like I look at my display and I'm like, man, like so creepy. I agree, 1/6 Lover. Those are like some of the coolest boxes I've seen in a while, and they're so simple. But like the David box from the Lost Boys.
I got the Lost Boys one. I got that one.
Yeah, super cool, man. And
cool.
I recently just got my replacement parts that I needed for that from Sideshow because I waited for a while, and I just put it all together. I love that figure. I've got him with the takeout container, the maggot one, and got him with the chopsticks.
Oh,
it's cool, man.
Yeah,
it's
just
cool.
Sit,
People,
you put them with the thing, and there you go.
Yeah, it looks awesome. How are the maggots, Michael? Yeah, so you got to stop sleeping on Sideshow, man. They're trying. Maybe not with the Star Wars 6 scale stuff. The Cad Bane, I will say I love the Cad Bane. That's out of all the Clone Wars figures, that one they did a good job on. I do like it.
I just wish he scaled better I wish he scaled perfectly with the Hot Toys figures. But otherwise, he looks great.
It's just when I look at him, dude, all I hear is his voice, and I hear him talking, and I'm like, because he's.
But that's the same voice. Man. We got the same voice in the live action, though.
We did.
Same
but
guy.
The look is just so different, you know. So I'm excited to have it. I think, generally speaking, it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
And this figure looks awesome, so I'm excited to check it out. But Pennywise or Art the Clown? Pennywise, dude. I love Art the Clown. I've met David Howard Thornton, like, you know, I love Art the Clown, but Pennywise is the clown.
Tim Curry Pennywise, my favorite rendition.
I like Tim Curry a lot, but I also love Bill Skarsgård. I think Bill Skarsgård did a great job as Pennywise, so I like them both.
That's a great question, dude. Go ahead, Lane.
Well, I was going to say Bill Skarsgård got to go more rated R too in hardcore with some of the stuff, you know, actually eating the kids and stuff. So he was able to make a more harsh impression, shall we say.
Yeah. Tim Curry had a harder job, right?
Yeah, for sure. Because also, like, the newer It obviously relied a lot on special effects and everything like
Yeah.
that, whereas a lot of that wasn't, available at the time, at least not on that
TV
level.
budget, low, yeah. I would choose Art, dude. Like, obviously, you don't have Art the Clown without Pennywise. Pennywise is the inspiration for Art. At least as Damien Leone has been saying, like, as far as like he knew the culture was ready for another clown, and he was right. But I'm so excited for the fourth film, man. I gotta go Art. Just because I didn't like the new It movies. They didn't do it for me. So yeah. Anyway.
No. Funny enough, since we're talking about the Joker, David Howard Thornton actually did like a little gag as the Joker, and he's pretty good. Like, he reminds me of like a Mark Hamill, like Batman the Animated Series Joker. He had that kind of like goofiness, and he's such a slender guy. He has that build. He would look pretty good. I could see it. I don't know if it would obviously fit in with like what James Gunn's doing. It'd have to be like a special one-off thing, or maybe like a fan film or something. But yeah, I personally, Bill Skarsgård, I don't want him anywhere near the Joker role. He already ruined The Crow. Well, let him do what he's doing with the horror stuff. He's doing a great job. Like Count Orlok, he did an amazing job. Personally, I think he did an amazing job. So yeah, keep him away from the Joker. The Crow, obviously, that was disappointing, but
could he be a good Joker? Probably. Do I want him to get the opportunity? Sorry, I don't. I think there's other actors. Yeah.
No,
he's played, bro. He's played out.
I think there's other options. Well, Big Dog Pen, you say 2025 like I had a previous year collection tour. I'm working on it, dude. It's like I'm one of those people, it's like unless something's exactly how I want it, I just don't want to show it. I don't know. It sounds crazy because I have so many figures, but maybe I'll get to a point where I'm ready to do a collection tour, but maybe. I'll see what I could do. I'm working on stuff right now, moving figures around, so maybe I'll get to a point where I'm happy. Who knows? Let's see. Oh, we got Kaiju Daddy in that. What's up, Kaiju? I just kind of shouted you out earlier indirectly when we were talking about the Kamen Riders because you corrected me. So I had to remember that you corrected me. And Lane continued to say Kamen Riders after I told him that it was Kamen Riders.
He did. You're like, yeah, actually, Lane, the pronunciation is Kamen Rider. And Lane was like, I like this Kamen Rider shit. It's all right.
Yeah, so I tried, Kaiju. I tried to spread the message, but Lane wouldn't.
Yeah, I understand, but I've been calling it. You're asking me to switch where I've called it Kamen Rider since I first heard about it in 1997.
No, I like that, Lane, because it's like, are you going to say I went to?
It
no,
is common.
You're speaking in American accent.
Well, honestly, if I was speaking American, I would call it Mask Rider because that is
right.
What it
We're speaking
translates
American,
which is why we had the Saban Mask Rider, which I thought was a stupid name when I heard the original name was.
Yeah, I'm not saying Mafex.
Kamen Rider, but Mask Rider. I'm Kamen Rider sounds way better than the other. No,
I saw this video earlier. It was like the guy's like, why is everybody correcting me saying it's croissant?
Kaiju Daddy.
He's like, I'm not gonna go in there and just talk like I'm normally saying, and then be like croissant. And he's like, that's like if you were in France and you were like he's like, let me get McDonald's. The French guy. You know what I mean? No, he's
exactly.
McDonald's. You know what I mean?
So I think about this all the time, and Jose, this might strike maybe a nerve with you as a Spanish speaker, but when you watch the news and they put a Spanish accent on Spanish names or places, but if they're talking about Germany, they don't speak in a German accent, or France or Paris, or they don't say former Prime Minister Tony Blair, and that's English. They don't put it in an English accent. So I just think it's so funny how we pick and choose certain words to give the local accent to versus the American accent. I always think about that. Yeah.
Well, do you like when you go to I don't know, somewhere and you go, would you say carne asada fries or would you say carne asada fries?
I would say it in an American accent. I wouldn't speak it, and I wouldn't say it in Spanish unless I was speaking Spanish. So, for example, when I say I went to the Czech Republic, I don't say I went to Česká republika. That would be weird. I don't say I was in Prague or Praha. No, I say it in the the language I'm speaking. And when I was living in Central America, and I would sometimes mispronounce somebody's name, and they would like make fun of me, I would say Jonathan, because that's my actual name, and they're like, Jonathan. I go, no, but nice try. So you do your best in the language you're speaking. That's anyway, totally off subject.
It's Johannathan, not Jonathan.
It's Johannathan. Okay. I'll keep it in mind. I don't know how we got off that off track.
Like it's like people say jalapeno, but I feel like that's different though, because like the N has an enye on it, so you're supposed to pronounce it jalapeno. You know what I mean? I think that's different. You're not like putting on an accent. You're just saying as it's supposed to be.
Right.
I mean,
you're trying to say it.
And like my aunt's from Mexico, so she corrected me a lot when I was a kid. So I feel like in your example, I tend to do that more just because I was taught how to say it.
Yeah,
I think it's a little different because you're not putting an accent on; you're just saying it how it's supposed to be said.
Exactly.
When there's
it's like situational based. Like I speak like very bad.
Exactly. Like that's what I'm saying. Like you're just pronouncing it how it's supposed to be said. You're not like saying it with an accent. That's different.
Right.
You know? But with the McDonald's, that's like you're straight up just changing it.
A little Big Mac.
Yeah. Like I will never go. Do you have the croissant? I'll never say that. I'll say, do you have a croissant? Like a white person.
I do my best, absolutely, to speak well if I'm speaking in a foreign language, though. I try.
Yeah.
You saw that firsthand. I failed, but I try. I try to speak.
I don't say aunt. I say aunt.
I
say aunt. What's on top of your house? What's that part?
Roof.
Some people say roof. I'm not saying
roof,
bro.
Roof. Techo.
Yeah, I just say roof. There's a lot of stuff that people, especially
how did we get on this topic for the last like 10 minutes?
I have no idea.
Kaiju Daddy reminded me that you were respecting the common writers, dude.
And then I just dug the conversation into a ditch.
Yeah.
No, I guess I can see where that'd be, because I'm basically saying it's a South American crocodile. Basic crocodilian.
Coffee. That would be Kaiju Daddy if he was saying coffee, because he's from Boston. Coffee.
Well, it's a little bit up here. They're speaking, and then there's like speaking Nature Boy.
I'm sorry, I think Kaiju Daddy would say coffee. I think that's what he would say.
Coffee. Yeah, we would say coffee. New Jersey, New York.
Coffee.
I mean, it could be worse. We could be trying to say whatever Cajun sounds like, and that would be
Cajun.
Cajun dialect's very interesting, dude. Like here,
it's cool.
Incomprehensible.
Yeah. Coffee is for the weak. Hey, that's a good stance. You don't get addicted to that caffeine, dude.
I love coffee. Shit, I'm weak as hell. I don't know.
Join us. OG fan join us next week. Being blurred the Appalachian accent.
Anyways, guys, enough on the language lessons here, because I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. So
no.
We're getting delirious. 2.5 hours.
Yeah. Right. After 2 hours, that's where the cutoff time probably is about 2 hours.
That's why Jose put the glasses on, because he doesn't want there's visual disappointment in his eyes. So
his eyes are glazing over right now.
I know. But anyways,
I could be
guys,
sleeping and you wouldn't know, man.
That's true. I'm like, Jose, what do you think of the figure? You're like, what?
It's like, why does Jose look like he's leaning back right now?
Right. Yeah, we got it. You know how long I've been waiting for this? Yeah. Anyways, guys, that's going to wrap it up.
Can you imagine when that figure actually does come up for pre-order, how many awful fake Cajun accents and stuff people are going to be doing?
Oh, yeah, the meme's going to come back, bro.
Oh, my
I'm excited for that figure, though. I'm hoping it goes up soon, because that's the one I want the most, but...
Yeah, it's going to look good.
Yeah, guys, thank you so much for being here, as always. Thank you so much, Jose, for joining us as our special guest. I appreciate you making the time for us. I know I asked you early this morning, which is pretty last minute in my opinion, but I appreciate you making the time for us. Glad you're able to make it. I'm glad that the combined power of us two push the energy in the right direction to where Mike could not shit on the Terminator like he wanted to.
I wanted to, but I was overpowered. I was overwhelmed.
You scared him away at first, dude, and he summoned the courage to come back as Arnold Schwarzenegger. So
he was feeling the inner Austrian that he never knew he had.
Kaiju, it's because you bullied Lane. Where you made us uncomfortable, man. We got to end the stream, dude. You bullied him about the comment.
I show up and you call it. Well,
Yeah, but guys, thank you everybody who hung out with us, stuck out with us, who donated, who became channel members, extended their channel membership. I appreciate each and every one of you. Links in the description. I did update the description with Jose's channel because I was a little late on doing that. So if you guys haven't already, check out Jose Plus. Jose does some awesome, unique reviews, different than I do them and many others do them. He's very unique with his stuff, and I think it's pretty awesome. So please check him out. He's done a lot of the in-art stuff, especially. And I think, Jose, did you do Jack Sparrow, right? You did Jack Sparrow?
I did.
You did Hot Toys
And
Jack
Joker,
Sparrow,
too.
the artisan version, the Joker as well. So definitely check those out. Again, it's a unique take. I do my reviews more of like the traditional way, which is how I like doing things. Jose does more of like a cinematic type thing while sharing his thoughts, which is really cool. So
he is the George. He has been referred as the George Lucas once in scale.
I have heard that, yeah.
Reviewer.
Or
Really
Stephen
is,
King.
yeah.
I heard Stephen King as well.
Spielberg.
Spielberg.
Yeah.
So,
I'll take it.
I don't know what they call me.
Definite camera touch and everything.
I know.
He's got that touch. He's got the power too.
The
I'm
Ridley
just a guy
Scott
with a
has
camera.
vistas and views and stuff like that. Sends up building his world building well.
James Cameron sometimes, depending on the figure.
Sometimes.
But
Well, he does like giant, blue.
Jazzy, you just missed us on the way out, but hey, that's what the replay's for.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of great discussions, a lot of fun discussions. So I highly recommend checking out the replay when you get a chance. I appreciate you for popping.
We went in a few directions.
Just especially the last like 20 minutes of it.
Right, but it was worth it in the end. It was a fun stream, so I appreciate you guys for being here. Thanks for popping in, Jazzy. Like I said, guys, tomorrow. Go ahead, Lane.
No, go ahead with your thing.
I'm just closing out. So say your piece as I'm closing out.
All I was going to say is for everybody who's here, if you haven't hit the like button, please, on your way out the door.
Yes, 45 people still watching as we're talking about the dumbest stuff possible.
Yeah, I know.
Guys, I will have my review up tomorrow for the Superior Suit Spider-Man. Again, sorry we didn't talk about it this stream, but we're already at 2.5 hours, and I felt bad. I didn't want to keep anybody as long as we did. But I will have a review up tomorrow, and then I did post my review recently of the Darth Maul 2.0, so definitely check that out. But guys, that's going to wrap it up. Thank you, each and every one of you, for being here. I appreciate you guys, as always, and see us next Tuesday at 7 p.m. EST. And hopefully there's some really cool stuff next week. We'll see. If not, maybe it'll be more of a boring show.
Well, you'll get more language lessons here on Hot Toys Hotline.
Probably not. We're not. That's going to be it.
Before we start introducing,
that will never happen again.
That's
the
hottie.
Yeah,
exactly.
Development of the hottie speak language will begin here.
It will.
See you guys.
But anyways, guys, that's going to wrap it up. Take care, and we'll see you next time.
All right. Make sure to make bad choices.